What do you call a canine magician?
I don't know.
Labracadabra!
Just getting worse. Actually, fuck this noise. I've got one here from Trucking It Old School. I listened to half of it, but I was too busy to listen to the rest, so this will just be a fucking... We'll just see.
During math class, the very, very attractive substitute teacher asks Johnny, if there's 3 birds sitting on a fence and you shoot one, how many birds are left? Johnny replies, 0.
That's the way he tells it.
The teacher says, Johnny, how did you get that answer? He says, well, 1 bird would die from the bullet, and the other 2 would fly away from the scary noise. The teacher says, that's not the correct answer, but I like the way you came to the conclusion. Johnny says, let me ask you a question. There's 3 women sitting on a bench. Each one has an ice cream cone. One's licking the ice cream, one's sucking the ice cream, and one's biting the ice cream. Which one is married? The teacher thinks and replies, well, the one sucking the ice cream. Little Johnny replies, no, the one with the wedding ring on her finger, but I like the way you came to that conclusion.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, shout out to Trucking It Old School. Cheers out one, Mike. Right, are you ready to go?
Should we hear it? Good evening, Internet.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse. I'm Amber Heard, so I'm probably going to shit the bed later. Let's fucking go.
Right, before we get into anything, this episode is sponsored by the Mad Pineapple. He wanted to do this to raise the awareness of both testicular and prostate cancer, so we got a little bit from him.
Ladies and gentlemen of this scumbag podcast, we lose people every year to shit we can't control. Suicides, accidents, and crime make up a good proportion, but so does cancer. In our case, prostate and testicular cancer affects 1 man out of every 8. As if we didn't have enough shit to deal with, nature tries to kill us through our beloved plums. Keep yourself sexually active. It is proven to help. And get your balls checked from the age 30 onwards. There is no shame in speaking to your other half about it. Get them checked. Don't let toxic male pride be the reason you lose your nuts or worse, death. So, yeah, thank you to the Mad Pineapple for that one.
That's it. And we got a little bit of admin. So the grey White Trash Summer t-shirts shut tonight. Your pre-order shuts tonight. That's it. Done. Gone. Never to be seen again. Buy one or don't. I don't care.
None of this fucking... How many times have we said, we're only doing it once, we're only doing it once? And we're like, oh, have you got any of those left? No, we don't. We told you we're doing it once, and you don't listen. So, yeah.
Nonce.
Get it now, or forever hold your fucking peace.
And,
put it in your pocket, you tight cunts.
Patreons, check the fucking Discord. The new t-shirt design might be up by now. This is for yo as only.
Yes.
Obviously, I will bang something out on the Discord as well. But, yeah.
Yeah. Good. That done. That have been done. Have I got anything else to do? You're looking at me like I should be saying something, mate.
No.
No? I was just going to say...
Yeah, no, it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
I've fiddled with it a little bit and stuck my fingers in places I didn't know existed, but yeah, it's fucking done.
Speaking of sticking your fingers in places, I shall be getting dull to check my prostate later on. No, I'm joking, but on a serious note, yeah, it is really important, and it is like always to sit here and fucking make laughs and jokes and all that shit. As well, me and Marlon are slowly, unfortunately, getting older, and
Lies.
Your hair would say otherwise.
Lies.
But no, it's really important, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do actually check my fucking nuts probably once a quarter, just if I remember it. Just give them a good fucking roll round, finger and thumb. Did you ever get taught that? I got taught that.
I check me nuts like once a day.
Just to check she's still got them in a vice, like.
Hey, yo.
But no, it is really important. I think it's something everyone should be doing, definitely. You know, prostate. I mean, when do you get your prostate? That's when, like, you're...
That's 50 onwards.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I got some more intricate,
you got some more knowledge
coming later on.
Actually, Marlon's going to hit us with some knowledge. Ooh, God, what a fucking... Oh, everyone check, there's no pigs flying past your window if Marlon's hitting us with some knowledge. Right, anyway, let's get on with it.
We got... No, I'm not finished yet.
Oh, fucking hell, I just said.
New lanyards.
What?
Might be coming.
I never know what he's up to. I just sit here, do my audio.
I sent you a thing. You said, yeah, looks
Oh
good.
yeah, fuck you did.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Sorry.
And then I finally ordered them the other day, and you were like, what land dodge have you ordered? You know, the fucking picture I showed you 3
Yes.
fucking weeks ago.
Fuck's sake.
And our last Shure microphone is
Yeah,
here.
we've done it. We've actually done it. We've fully updated the kit thanks to you absolute fucking beautiful scumbags that are our Patreons.
Yep.
I mean,
We need XLR, new XLRs next.
yeah.
And obviously a deck. But
And I've just priced up an entire fucking live streaming kit. If you guys, because everyone's been like, you do video, you need to do video. I'm like, it is expensive. I do want to do it. It is expensive. I do want to do it. I
didn't realise how expensive it was.
I actually went through and priced it all up, Marlon. So we need a scene switcher, a manual scene switcher. That's 500 quid ish. Two cameras at about £500 a piece, £700 a piece, and then like a decent laptop to run it all on.
Yeah,
and
the processing of that's going to be hideous.
And the other thing, and a producer, like an actual person here doing the manual scene switching.
Fuck me, mate.
I've got nothing left. In the words of Bob Geldof, give us your fucking money.
Just give us your fucking money. Take your credit card out and give us your money.
Yeah, so
yeah, there we got goals. We got goals. We're trying to get there, and thanks to you guys, we now are sat here staring at the better part of nearly £3,000 worth of kit. Thanks to you guys.
Shit.
you obviously can't count that much, can you?
much-
So a mic, there's probably 1,200 quid a mic, £100 a piece of mic arm. The deck is before BP, before Patreon.
It's BP.
Still owed from the deck. But we're getting there, you know.
AP after Patreon. But yeah, no, it does mean a lot to us guys. Hope we sound a lot better, and just basically makes my life a lot easier. Editing and shit. It's just like, because it's just hard work. But now
I was just waiting for the next thing for him to moan at this week.
oh fuck off. It's been mate. I'm up.
I got nothing left.
I'm up. All right.
Right, Reg, who the fuck have we got on tonight?
We are joined by the one, the only Chris Bradford.
What about you?
How are you doing, mate? All right.
Not too bad.
Good. Thanks for coming on. I know it's a bit of a fuck. Well, I say it's a bit of a trek. You're generally all over the fucking country, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to be swinging past.
Yeah, just pull the handbrake on. I'm home.
I seen you up in the lay-by earlier, and I drove home before work. I was
you
like,
didn't stop. You
"Shit."
can't.
No, I didn't. I was very hot. I was very angry, and I thought I didn't want you to see me like this.
Where'd I
If you
tell
thought
you?
it was bad a minute ago, you just fucking.
Wait to tell you, only for the shock of my arse drain the sweat away, I'd have drowned, for fuck's sake.
That's disgusting. But apt for the podcast.
Well, what about it?
Oh dear.
Right, Chris, how's the fucking week been, mate?
I suppose the best way to start it off would be all solicitors and all estate agents need rid with a wire brush.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. But apart from that, work-wise, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty steady, and just out delivering the farm machinery and keeping the whole thing running. And while as the podcast last showed of the fuck up Fridays, keep fucking up, lads, because the more you fuck up, the more parts I have to deliver. So stay fucking love you all.
on the road, like.
Yeah.
Tipping on a
me
bale
steady.
trailer over, like.
Yeah. Fuck me. Yeah, do that.
I thought you were going to say make some more fuck ups for more podcasts. No, you're just thinking it in a financial sense, like
It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money.
cash rules everything around me. Cream.
Cash is king.
Oh fuck's sake! So what's going on with the solicitors and the estate agents? I'm assuming you're in the process of trying to buy a house.
Yeah, well, we're sort of, me and the boss, we're trying to put a little bit of a house sort of land together and bits and bobs and just usual little shit. Housing estate agents, and they're driving the prices up and they're just screwing you to the
This
fucking
fucking-
wall.
That's it, they want all that commission, baby.
Mate, this market
Fuck
is
me,
fucking insane. We were
Yeah.
just talking before the podcast, and I was saying that a mate of ours did sealed offers. So it was like it offers in excess of, say, I don't know, 380 or something like that, and then you just had to put the thing is, and he got the house, and I think the problem is there, like I said, is you'll constantly be thinking, did I fucking overpay for this? Did I overpay for this?
I've never. What is sealed offer?
It's fucking bollocks, mate. Basically, they say, so we want offers in excess of 280, and when the housing market is like it was, 2-3 months ago, it's not as bad now, but it was so crazy that you could literally just say offers over 280, you get 10 people put offers in, and they just pick the highest one. So you literally just guess. It's literally just like, how much are you willing to pay for this house? I hate sealed bid auctions. I think they're the most backwards money grabbing. It's literally just like, pay what you think something's worth, but I'll bid against someone, you know? So, but yeah, fucking sealed bid shit. So what's the score then? You're trying to buy a house, bit of land?
Yeah. So
Get your own fucking yard.
yeah. So again, that's part of what has happened to me over the past divorce, and had to get rid of what I had. And Savannah says we just had to make our way through, get what we need. So yeah, the boss, she likes her horses and animals, and we just need room for all that. We're getting there.
You haven't got one of those too, have you?
Yeah.
What is it with us? Us men, we attract them. I don't know what it is. They're like flies to shit. I mean, I don't know what that says about us, that we are pieces of shit, but
well, that's it. Like, fuck it.
How many she got?
What?
Horses?
None yet, thankfully. So that's why I'm trying to curtail. She's
this is the problem. You're allowing it. It's the problem. No, you need to stop now.
Mate, she's worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
so when you're putting fucking bales of hay in the back of a nice Range Rover.
No, fuck that.
I said that once upon a Christmas too.
Yeah. If you're a man the horse, you're looking after, and I have to look after the lorries. I don't ask you the mechanic on the lorries. Don't ask me to fucking feed your horse.
Sake.
No, so yeah, it's fucking torture, you know, because I don't know what you're sort of saying along the lines of the sealed bid thing. I don't know, it kind of that way. I guess you are right in what you're saying, in the relation of you're always wondering if you paid too much, but at the same time you've always paid what you're happy with.
That's
whereas
true.
this cunt's jacking up and jacking, like that's a bit that pissed me off about the whole thing, was you don't really know if that cunt's on the phone just saying it's X amount of pounds more. Because I tell you what my problem was, and this is where I tell her to fuck off. She was on the phone and she says, "Oh, there's 2 other bidders on the house." I says, "Yeah, that's dead on." And they bid $5,000 each. Yeah, that's dead on. And I says, "Well, that's all right. That's $16,000, or you know." And she says, "It's 220 now." But hold on a minute. $10,000 on top of what I offer you is another, is like $16,000, not $20,000. I says, "So what the fuck calculator are you using, you dumb cunt?" You know, I said, "Fuck."
Regency's estate agent, not an accountant. Shaq.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, I've been to a few auctions before, buying stuff, and they're bouncing fucking bids off the back of the wall. You've always got to be fucking careful with that.
Well, that's what I think this woman was at. But
that's exactly what I mean. Yeah,
sure. To be honest, I'm just going to sit back. The price of things, it's going through the roof, and I think it's going to hit the wall here soon enough. So if I can just
someone's got to give.
Calm down. I'm sitting still, money's in the bank, and rent a wee place. Give it 6 months, and we'll pick up what everybody else can afford to pay for, and we'll be on the bargain then. You know.
Yeah, that's it. Once the ass falls out of it,
I can't see it carrying on like it is. It's fucking mad.
It can.
It has showed. I mean, looking at the housing market, recently it has sort of slowed up a bit. Houses aren't shifting. Like, a house goes up for sale, next day it's sold. It doesn't seem to be like that anymore. I mean, I'm sure there's some estate agent listening who'll tell me wrong, but just looking on Rightmove and shit.
They're lying cunts.
Yeah,
so I got back.
That's it. Yeah.
They go in the bin with the fucking solicitors, don't they?
Yeah, useless cunts.
Yeah, cunts. Fucking job.
Fuck them.
Yeah. So all in all, not too bad. Work wise, great. Everything else wise, shite.
Steady. Yeah. So work there again. We work for a few quite big manufacturers in farm machinery. It's kind of what we've been doing this past 15, 17 years.
Yeah.
So thankfully, and due to the slowness of parts to arrive, a lot of the machines are built with parts from fucking Italy and China, wherever.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So again, that is kind of. Our work was seasonal, so we were always flat out from February right through to September, October. But what we're finding now is because of the slowness in the supply of parts, it's put, instead of us having a burst, which instead of needing 10 lorries to do that work within 10, 11 months,
Yeah.
It's spreading the work out, so we were able to get rid of a few lorries and have consistency.
Because everything's on back order. People that ordered it 6 months ago expecting it should have been there in a month. It's now turned up in 6 months, which is out of the time where they needed it. So it's just constant.
Although sometimes what's affecting us too is some of the suppliers was like one of the major companies we work for. You could have had anything you wanted within a fortnight. And
Yeah.
that's the way they used to do it. But unfortunately, due to just the way the things are run now, they don't want to tie that much money up in stock.
Yeah.
So you could have phoned up and looked up, a part or a machine, and you'd have had it within a fortnight. Whereas now they do batches; they're built in batches.
Right.
So unless you've got your order in for
before
that
batch
batch
starts production.
yeah, so you ain't getting that. You ain't getting that product for like 6 months, and that's no good to a farmer who wants a fucking bale trailer at March or April, and he's
Yeah.
not getting it to fucking November. What the fuck could that tell him?
Yeah.
So then, like, there's one of the companies we do, and their order books were full of like £4 million worth of stuff on order, and they lost over £1 million worth because they just
They
couldn't
can't deliver.
supply.
Yeah.
You couldn't supply.
Fuck.
So, but although as much as we're steady, it has good and bad points,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
Well, I know it's like
Fuck
the same with DFS back in like 2008. So I remember, I don't know how I know this shit, but you remember before 2008, you could walk into DFS and say, I want that sofa. And they'd say, yeah, don't worry, we'll have it in 3 days. Because they had these fucking warehouses and warehouses filled with every sofa in every color, in every fucking combination you wanted.
Yeah.
2008 hit. No one had no fucking money. And all this stock sat around that no one's going to fucking pay £3,000 for a fucking sofa, are they? So, like a lot of companies now, like you were saying, they've totally changed up their thing. It's all built to order now.
I had to wait 6 fucking months for my sofa.
Yeah, that's it. There's no. Yeah, I had to wait.
I sat on the floor for 6 fucking months. Right,
You
I
were
wasn't.
not fucking sat on the floor. I know what you're like. You'd have fucking gone on the Facebook Marketplace, spent $2,000 on one.
You know the score. No, it was 60
£2,000 on
quid.
Facebook Marketplace.
It was 60
What the fuck are you
quid,
buying
mate,
the whole
and it
lot?
was fucking horrible.
Well, you know, any port in a storm, Shag. I mean, when we moved into our house, we had a sofa that come out of a caravan. That fucking horrible black thing, you remember? That come out of a caravan. Literally, actually, be right, Shag.
Lovely job.
Doll were cussing like fuck, the most uncomfortable thing known to man. But yeah, that's why like everything now, like that all DFS stuff's made to order. So they don't want to hold stock because that's all fucking money tied up, sat around, isn't it? They don't want that.
Same as what happened in one of the major companies we work for. It stopped being run by people for purpose of service.
Yeah,
It was run by accountants.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. And that's when everything
that's
goes
it.
to shit. It's like
Yeah.
Land Rover,
Oh no,
BMW.
Big time.
Oh well, yeah.
anything to save a penny.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make this timing chain out of Chinese steel. It'll be fine. 30,000 miles later, cunt an engine explodes. Fantastic job, Land Rover. Well done. Well done.
there's a reason they don't do was it 100,000 mile or 7-year warranties on them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Fucking fun times. Marlon, what about you? How's your week been, mate? I saw you the other day. You're
It's-
very stressy about
It's
something.
been a week full of highs and lows, mate.
Same as my suspension, mate. It's been great.
So the Escort passed an MOT.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's
Did you
better.
wait
No
for that?
advisories.
I was going to make the joke of how much did you give him or whatever. Because I guarantee a year ago to the day, I made this same fucking joke when it passed the
I don't
last
think the
time.
cunting thing even went on a ramp.
Oh, fuck.
No, this is all allegedly. I'm joking. The owl is back.
Do you need to borrow the crossbow?
I think I do.
I think it might be a little bit overkill for the owl.
But I want to send a message. You cannot come on my turf and start in at 10:30 at fucking night.
about the act itself. It's about sending a fucking message.
And idiot customers, mate. They are the best.
Oh,
I
tell
get
me.
my
I love
most
these
laughs.
stories. I love these
Right,
stories.
so a bloke with a car came in.
no, he didn't.
He had a squeal. Right, he thought it was the front brakes.
And it was the owl's mate. the
So
rat.
he emptied a tin of WD-40 over the front brakes.
What?
Yeah,
Serious?
serious.
That's like that he didn't.
Swear
Fuck
down.
me.
It's the,
Right.
did he look at one of those Facebook memes? It was like, if your brakes squealing, give him a grease.
It's fucking unreal, isn't it?
I bet you that cunt had a degree in something and all. Highly educated
he looked a bit
arsehole.
posh.
Oh, fuck
Oh
me.
my God.
Take that cunt out round the back and
so-
shoot him a ball of his own shit.
So we put it on the fucking ramp. It was a cunt in real wheels making the squeal.
Mate, I can't. I was going to laugh, but I can't. But I remember.
The people are out there. People like this are out there.
Do you remember when I had the black Range Rover and I changed it? Changed the front pads like 3 times and it wouldn't stop. It turns out
It was the fucking rear.
the rear pad had just like fallen away from the backing plate. I'm just
Fuck's Say, right, if anyone's got a brake squeal and you're slightly mechanically inclined, jack each fucking corner up. Don't be a dickhead.
Oh, yeah.
And I got one more little thing.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out my dad. So, dad's okay with technology, to be fair.
Man's keen for an iPad.
Does not get the Patreon Discord setup thing.
Yeah. He's not on the fucking Patreon. He's not on the Discord, is he?
Yeah.
He's probably too busy on Pornhub.
He paid me the Patreon in cash.
Anyone that's coming out tomorrow night, we will do a deal to cash.
Like that's old school. I like that.
Give us the Patreon in cash. What would he pay for a year up front? Save 25%.
No, he does 6 months at a time, Shag.
It's fucking NordVPN over here. 33% off and 2 free extra months free.
But we don't pay any fees. We get the whole £5. He don't pay any VAT. So
fucking Patreon are fucking rob us blind.
Dad is the only person I'm doing this for. So nobody else get any fucking ideas, all right?
Who was it? Somebody wanted to pay me in cash for it the other day. Oh, it's Mill's mum, actually. Mill's mum. Can I join the Patreon? I was like, of course you can. Did you take cash? Fucking right. Stick it in the pot. I'll be round every month.
Right, how's your fucking week been, mate?
Oh, mate, it's it's been all right. I haven't really done too much, if I'm honest. It's been a bit quiet. Last week after we finished recording, I was quite drunk. Oh my god, shock, horror.
Allegedly.
And I fucking I dropped a glass on the floor, and I've being the scumbag that I am, I just didn't clean it up. Not thinking about it. Anyway, I was fucking around. I kept having to come in here like during the week, grab like a drink out of the fridge, and like I can't remember what I left in here, some fucking Coke or something. So I kept coming in and out. Come back in one day, and I was like, God, fucking
someone in me
bastard, something hit me fucking foot. God, fuck me, is this splinter or something? I couldn't see nothing. Started digging around with a pair of fucking, like it was real fine point tweezers. Fucking Shags like Annie Lennox up in here, walking on broken glass. Oh, God, why is that crunching under my feet? Because I never flicked the light on, did I? It's a piss when I dropped the fucking thing. Didn't think about it. God, fuck me, I dug that fucker out in a heel at her. God alive. And she was like,
Reg's home surgery strikes again.
So flick the light on. I was like, that will be the problem then. Barefoot on broken glass like a absolute fucking idiot. But yeah, it's been all right, really. I don't know what else I've done. No, not too much. Actually, that's a lie. I was it's a funny story from the day. I finished work, fucking dying of heat. Range Rover's got no aircon, obviously.
Shock.
Oh, the one that's parked up in the garage sawned. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Brand new compressor on it.
It was 5-degree car. Take that cunt off the road. Fuck that. I'll drive the one around with a broken fucking window, no sunroof, and no aircon. As I'm baking the fuck on the way back from work. Oh, fuck it. I swing into Tesco's, grab myself a cold drink, and just sit in Tesco's for a while. It's lovely and cold in there, isn't it?
I went in on the way back from work. That aircon is on point.
I just sit there staring at DVDs. And fuck it. Anyways,
Do you even have a DVD player?
No, but just trying to look busy. Anyways,
let's read the blurb on the back of this one, shall we?
Just grab the fucking work shirt off someone and just started carrying some veg around. Anyway, so I thought, fuck it, I'll grab myself a meal deal. Who do I bump into in there? Our man Gilo. Of course, we're hung up in there for about 10 minutes having a fucking chat. I've got this fucking peach monster, whatever it is in my hand, sat there, and we're sort of taking up half the aisle, chatting away. So I said, oh, fuck this. Don't stand next to the sandwiches, because that's like prime real estate. That's like, busy intersection.
Yeah.
Fuck this, John. Let's go stand by the books. No one's going to look at these cunts.
They still have a book section.
Literally massive book section next to the magazines.
Everything's still fully stocked.
No.
Yeah, nobody's bought one since like 1999.
I stood there for a good 15 minutes. No fucker asked us to move. I was great. Sat there chatting. I've been there so long. The old peach monster gone warm in my hand. Clang him straight back in the fridge. Grab a fresh one. Anyway, finished that. And I went to go pay. Of course, I ain't got my wallet on me because I'm a modern man. Just use the old contactless on the phone. And I went to the till, paid for it all. Well, scanned it all through. Went to tap my phone against the fucking thing, and nothing happened. I was like, fucking hell, this is a bit dicey. I'm literally just thinking, do I get on the horn of Gilo? Gilo, can you pay for my meal deal, please, mate? Of course, you don't think about these things anymore. When it works all the time, when it doesn't work, you fuck. So anyway, I'm tapping my phone like Sutcliffe against this fucking against a fucking contactless. One going. The woman was like, excuse me. I was like, oh, here we fucking go. I was just going to say that I haven't got any money or whatever. And she was like, you don't need to be so forceful with it. Brute force will get you nowhere. And I was like,
at that time, you pulled the machine off the wall and shoved it right up her arsehole.
I just said, well, that wasn't what got us the Empire, was it? No. Now, if things like this leave my mouth before my brain kicks into gear, yeah. She was not a white woman. We'll put it that way. She looked at me and I was like, I said, I don't think before I speak. And she was like, no, it's all right. It's actually quite funny. Under her breath, obviously.
You're a piece of
like
shit.
surrounded by people. Anyway, lo and behold, I just like press the wallet app. It pays. I go off. Job done. But yeah, fucking.
I'm so glad I'm not the only person that's happened to. Tesco's earlier today.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not fucking working.
Yeah.
It's not fucking working. Luckily, I had my wallet on me, and I tried to contactless the card. Didn't work. I had to put the cunt in. I hadn't done that since
that's
fucking...
the thing. I didn't have my wallet on me, so it's my only form of payment. So I'm like, fucking hell's going on here? Like tapping away, like
I've tried to pay. I'm walking off with this now. Fuck off.
slapping fuck out of it like Johnny Sins. Just couldn't get no sense out of the cunt. I mean, oh yeah, fucking what a day. But it's been hot. It's been shit. It's been been a week. I got the electricity meter in the bar now, so we can monitor the usage, and it's actually fucking terrifying, Marlon. If you'd like to have a look in at the break of how much I installed that at 9 o'clock last night.
Right, sorry, Greg. I love you, but it looks like Greg's wired it up.
What? Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm a fucking ham-fisted idiot. I hate electrics. It's one thing I've never claimed to be good at. I can get stuff to work, but it's never pretty.
We need to get like a acrylic case to cover that.
I don't know if you can see. If you see the like grey box
the exposed
there,
wires?
can you see? Yeah, they're not really exposed. It's just like that's the I don't know, whatever the grey sheath is exposed, much like I don't know. There's a joke there somewhere. But anyway, the box. You see, I got these Wago connectors. You ever seen those little bad boys?
They're the little things with the flippy tabs.
Snap together. They're
Yeah.
great. Problem is they're quite big. I didn't have anything else that really. I wasn't going to spade connect the cunts, was I? It's fucking 240 volts. I'm not an animal.
Yeah,
But of course,
amperage
I
ain't there,
wedged
mate.
the little. It's a single. What do you call that? A single wide box? I don't know. It's like a little light switch size.
Yeah,
box.
it's a single din.
Single din. Let's call it that for the car people. I wedged these two little Wagos in there. Of course, it fucking wouldn't fit, would it? So I just fuck it. I just got those tiny little super fine threaded screws, wedged them in there, just drove a cunt home with a fucking impact driver. I was like, I said to Dom, I
Right,
was like,
so if any point
any insurance people are listening who insure my house.
or this stops, we all got electrocuted.
Well, no, I said to Dom, she's in there going to flip the fucking trip.
Everyone stand back!
I was like, if I tell you to turn it off, turn it off very quickly, or if you hear a scream. Luckily, everything works. It's fine.
Yeah.
What about
lights
red to red, blue to, or was it red
Oh,
to
it
red,
was-
black
well,
to black,
problem
and
is
blue
it's
to fuck?
The problem is it's all fucking old school shit that coming out of it. It's like red and black, and then you got blue and fucking
I don't know, boys.
blue and brown in it now.
Give me 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure I can get a magnet on that.
Well,
Allegedly.
we were just saying before the podcast started, my old man and you fucking reckon the same thing. On the old school ones, I probably changed it now, but on the actual like analog rotary ones that go round and round, Dad had them 8 years ago, and there was a crack in the glass, so he stuck a fucking matchstick in there to hold the cunt there.
It's a bit like an old 3 Series or 4 Series. You used to be able to
Yeah,
push your
that's it.
finger on the needle to stop it going over 60 mile an hour and then drive around the fuck with a fuse out. Oh shit, for fuck's sake, I know boys at home and they had the magnet on the meter and it was turning that far backwards. The electric board owed the people money.
That's what the old man said. He said on the old ones. I fucking had to fire that bike up dinner. He knows.
I told you you'd get a live show at some point.
Yeah.
There's Neil.
There's Neil. Yeah. Anyway, and he said if you
Turn that off, Naylor, get your fucking knees done.
if you flip the fucking positive and negative wires around on those old analog ones,
they run them backwards.
They go backwards. Yeah. But I can't fucking do that now.
Right, so
Not that
Doghouse top tips.
No, because I don't want to tell you that because you'll fucking flip the cunt round so we ain't got to pay some
No, I'm
money.
putting a magnet on it.
It's not
no,
gonna work.
no problem. Yeah, I can show you
It's
that.
you're fucking, oh my God.
Bought one from Chris. Allegedly.
He just pulls out a fucking neodymium out of his pocket.
She ain't going to work no more, Shag.
Gets us 2 hours on the day. I said, don't worry about that, Shag. Well, there's wind her back, I will.
Hey, why is the fucking P38 stuck to the fucking door?
Not enough steel in her driving.
But sure, you know what they say, rust is lighter than carbon fibre.
That's fucking true. Yeah.
Not as valuable though.
No, you're right.
Maybe
Anyway,
not,
that's it from my week. Really, just a bit boring, but yeah, it's fucking just a little funny little story with Shiloh today. Bless him. Yeah.
Right, so we haven't done this in a little while, have we?
I went done. No, we haven't.
Let's move into the guest questions.
Yes.
So, go-to drink.
Jack Daniels and Coke or Jim Beam and Coke.
Thanks, Neil.
Fucking hell. So you like that? So you like the old Tennessee sour mash rye whiskey then? Is it rye?
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind it. Don't mind the odd cider too, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm
But
cider man.
I do like a cider just for a casual drink as such. But if I'm going out for going on session, it has to be a bit of whiskey.
You can drink a lot of it, can't you? That's well, not a lot, but like you like volume wise, you don't have to. You know, logistically, it's not drinking pints, is it? Drinking shorts almost, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's it too. Like you can probably pump 8 or 10 in you and you'd be all right.
Yeah, that's it. I've got a bladder of a fucking 3-year-old, so like it suits me quite well being on the fucking vodka at the moment. Not having to pause the deck every 5 minutes. Night in or night out?
To be fair,
Spend most of your fucking nights out in a lorry, can't they?
Yeah, well, no, but to be fair, we were out for last weekend. We were out for the Duchess's birthday in Belfast.
The Duchess,
So-
Mike. The Duchess.
Yeah,
Is that what the other half's called?
yeah. Well,
Oh, fucking hell.
She got a load of names. That's the nicest one.
I'm going to say.
that's well. I just do what I'm told. So went out for her birthday.
But the mere stable boy you are.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking enjoy it. I've been pegged more times than my mother's clothesline. Wow. But
Fuck your life! Bing bang!
that's right. But no, so went out for her birthday, and that was really the first night out we've had in about a year, because with the young ones and stuff and the kids, it's
Yeah.
hard to get a night out. So I do enjoy a night out, but it's hard to, after a week's work and a slaughtering match, it's nice
Yeah.
to get just sitting down and relaxing. Chinese, couple of beers
Oh,
or whatever.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Can't say I blame
absolutely.
you, drive.
To be fair, she's got me wired into Indians, but
Yeah.
I do prefer Chinese, to be fair.
It's
Yes.
a difficult decision,
But,
huh?
Just fucking.
It doesn't really matter to me. Sure, fuck's sake, look at the size of me. I only taste the last mouthful. It's shoveled in fucking flat out, and I'm a Kale Baylor.
Shag,
Like,
you only ordered a 2XL. Calm down. You're not that bad.
but no, I do like a good night out, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same as me. I'm not. Honest to God, it's a lie. Went out on a stag do, didn't I? But apart from that stag do, the last big night out I would have gone on would have been the bar crawl, like the
Snap.
previous one.
Yeah,
so
that's it. I've done 2 stag do's, but the last night
I
out
think it's-
was a bar
it's
crawl.
better when they're further apart. You look forward to it more. It's more not prep, but like you actually enjoy it more. You think about it more, and you sort of it becomes more memorable instead of doing it every weekend. I'm sure there's a load of fucking 18 to 25-year-olds that are listening that are just
Screeching.
fucking going out every weekend on the piss.
I used to do it.
I can't remember a single decent, not decent, but I can't like pick out any night out that I had like that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Back when I was younger, like I'm not saying I'm old or anything like that there, but like when I passed my test, my first load was a load of steel down to the Belfast docks. They were building a wee boat called the Titanic. But
That went fucking well.
no, don't get me wrong. I was younger. Fuck me. Every Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, we were out on it. But
It's a rite of passage, though.
yeah,
Definitely.
it would be. But nowadays, we sort of, me and her had this discussion a wee while ago. Like, fuck me. Last time we were proper on a night out was a year ago in Bath.
Really.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bath
because-
as well, mind.
Jeez, I near had to remortgage the
I
house
was
to go out
gonna
now.
say,
Fuck
you
me.
take a fucking lean out against a lorry, did he?
Yeah, fucking hell. But, good time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
it was just me and her. And went for a feed and a few drinks, and
I think that's also the thing. As you get older, like back when you were like 18, 22, whatever, you go out and you're like, fucking hell, I spent 120 quid last night. Oh, mugging hell.
It was a competition, wasn't it?
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. But now it's like it's just a night out.
Well-
As long as you enjoyed it enough, I don't really
Yeah.
care about the money. I think that's because obviously we're old enough now to have sort of disposable income where it's like, memories in it.
don't get me wrong. And when I was younger, going out, and it was all, it was all about the money for me. To be fair, I mostly drove and charged them cunts for taking them, and then
Right.
they were out like the odd night out. I got pissed, but I was the taxi driver.
Yeah.
So like they paid me to take them out, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, I had a great night, mate. You pushed 50 quid worth of fucking drink up against the wall." I don't know when you're sitting there with a fucking hangover. What about it? Like, but no, it's just what has to be done in them days.
That's it.
But it's you say too, like, what's the session? The session's it's very different now as the years roll on, and as much as we do love to get out and get, like, last weekend we were clean off our fucking faces, like, but you know,
£29 bottle of gin.
you're fucking right, off the local paramilitaries, it had to be done. Like, you know, who the fuck else are you going to get it at 3 o'clock in the morning? You know what I mean? But it's one of them things. It's just what happens. But
last one. Most mental thing to happen on a night out.
Well, to be fair, in our younger days, we've been out with my mates and stuff like that. And we ended up this true bill. We ended up just punch ups as normally what happens, and we just run out of people to fight with, so we fought ourselves. That's true bill, but that's fucking straight up true bill. We just ended up punching the fuck out of each other. But I'd say last weekend when we were out for her birthday, we it wasn't so much the night out; it was the morning after. So on Airbnb, we took a house in East Belfast. That was all right. Had our night out. Our friend, she's like suffering basically from alcohol poisoning. Yeah. So the morning after, yeah. So down to the calf the morning after. That was okay. She was sitting there with the shakes. That was all right. So my missus, she's all into her
homeopathy.
Yeah, yeah. So she has her little plastic bag with written on it, you know, sickness pills, blah blah blah.
Arnica, what else was there? Fucking phosphorus.
I've got the dream catchers there as well.
So I remember
that was okay. We were sitting in a calf, and she pulls out this little bag of white pills, and the woman in the calf is sort of sitting looking at us, and Tash is sitting with the shakes, and that was all right. And I didn't really know where to look. And Dean, he just turned around and goes, "It's all right, love. They're not ease." But but no, we ended up. Fuck me, but it's been that long since we were out. We ended up in Thompson's in Belfast, and that's sort of a nightclub. But when we ended up there, it was like a youth club. So don't get me wrong, Crystal's a bit younger than me, so both went to the loo. That was okay. She's had her wee bits and bobs on. It's her 30th birthday, and that was all right. People was like, "Oh, I can't believe you're, 30. You look 24 and all this here." And she's loving it. And I'm standing there. I went for a patient, stand outside waiting on her coming back. And this guy comes over to me and goes, "Are you a bouncer?" And I goes, "Do you look like a bouncer?" And he goes, "You look old enough to be a bouncer." And I goes, "Fuck you, you bastard." She's getting compliments of how young she looks, now fucking running the place, saying, "Fuck off, you cunt." But no, it's never been too bad. Just the usual.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was only listening to a podcast today, actually. James English, Anything Goes. Quite a good podcast. Obviously, keep listening to us. I don't want to lose any listeners here, but he was speaking to some army bloke, and he was saying the same thing as you were. He said, we were infantry, and we used to go out, and if we couldn't find a fucking tank squadron to fight with, we'd fight with the fucking, we'd fight with the Royal Engineers. If we couldn't find any of them to fight with, we fight with the cavalry. If we couldn't fight any of them to fight with, we fight with our fucking selves. So if we couldn't fight with ourselves, we fight with any fucking asshole that looked at us the wrong way. So it sounds about fucking right. But
that's it. That's just the way things go. But a standard procedure pretty much about home.
Right. Now, you've been an awesome support to the podcast for quite a while now, like first person to sponsor an episode.
Yes, thank you very much.
That was, we were blown away by that.
Yeah, we were. Didn't realize anyone.
To be fair, the way that come about was, well, the message Marlon, because I was stuck, and yes, I'd said at the time on the other show that it was basically because your mom was a lazy bastard. Well, yes, he was a lazy bastard, but I was like, you know what? Like, I ain't getting any younger. There was days I could have probably fucked that on myself, but I just, you know what? Fuck that
no
shit.
point in training.
You know what I mean? I need to be
snap
fit.
on top box, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking took me bloody fingers off, didn't it? Remember that?
Nasty bastard.
No, a fucking roller cab on the roller top on it, didn't it? We were trying to carry it. The fucking thing just comes straight down.
That was before you and curbs are right.
They already chopped me index finger off. Though we're going to put a fucking claim into you, cunts.
I don't do claims forms. I'm sorry, so fuck you. But, whenever I needed a hand, I messaged Marlon because like I knew you were busy on hits and stuff. So I knew he worked about going, but what was you talk about? So I messaged him to comment, and you know what? See, when I needed you were there. So that was the main thing to me. So then, and I said to you, I said like, what do I use for this? Because don't get me wrong, I charged the cunt I was lifting it for. Like, so it didn't fucking matter to me. But I was like, you know, and you just wouldn't take a penny. And I was like, how can I show the appreciation for this? So that's where that come from. You know what I mean? As much as it, because again, it's like everybody says, and maybe you do or don't realize how much this podcast is a relief or a getaway for us listeners. It's the 2 hours a week that we just like zone out. And the reality of a shit life doesn't really affect us.
Yeah.
You know, I get away every Friday for 2 hours. No matter fuck who's phoning me, red button. Could be the most major customer of mine. Fuck you, I'll phone you back in 2 hours. You know, good luck. But that's how I come about. And again, how I come across you was, so I'm friends with Phil Barton.
Yeah. Phil,
I was actually talking to Phil today. And
big supporter of the podcast.
Yeah, so fucking useless can't make tomorrow, can he?
No, he can't.
Oh.
He's fucking. And you're driving a good Volvo, Phil. Fuck's sake, get that shit organised during the week. You know what I mean?
That's hardly daily
I'm
styles.
cleaning my lorry. Phil, come on, mate.
No, to be fair, he was talking to me a bit of maintenance, so I respect the maintenance. You know what I mean? It all has to be done, but you could do it on another day. You can't. But
got a point there, mate.
yeah, that's right. But so I'd seen him putting a few things up on Instagram and bits and bobs, and I follow basically anything or anyone to do with lorries. Like my rule is 10 mutual arseholes and something to do with lorries, I'll follow you, or you'll follow, you know, I'll accept a friend request. So I've seen other ones, like of Gemma and stuff like that follows you. So that's how I come about, and I was like, I hadn't really sort of took hold of it. And then Phil kept posting. I'm like, what is this bollocks he's on about?
And that is literally how everyone gets it. What is this shit my mate keeps posting every fucking week?
Yeah. So I says, well, suppose I'll have to listen to it. So I listened to it, and I was just hooked, you know, because you're right up my street. So again, even Crystal doesn't listen to it, and she's like to me, I suppose I'll have to listen one day. And I was like, oh, whatever the fuck you like. It's only because I put it on in the house, you know, and she's like, what is that bollocks? But no,
so much time for people that put it on in the house.
Yeah.
I'm
straight out.
I would never.
No, I put it all through Alexa, and I'm like, it's a fucking
Shag,
flat
play the Dog
out.
House podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Get it on, you bitch. But that there, so that's how I come about through is, so I like to support the things that give me not pleasure, and you know, but give me a release from the fucking shit that goes on in this world
every day,
because like
monotonous.
Yeah, because you know, as part of what has happened to me over the years, you end up with, it's just a fucking monotonous grind every damn day. Yeah. And you finish your day and you're not physically tired, but you're mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
And you know what? And my big problem is I'm a chronic overthinker. And you know, is this bit right? Am I doing that right for work? Am I doing that right for whatever in life? And the 2 hours that you pricks are on, it's just like, I'm not thinking for 2 hours. I'm just listening shit. and that's what works. That's what I get about this. That's what I get from this.
Can we now get a certification as qualified shit talkers?
Yeah, I think we're professional shit talkers. We get fucking paid to do it now, so fuck them.
Certified bullshitter.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
So, as we've glossed over a little bit, you are a lorry driver.
Yeah. For want of a better word, that's what I do. I've what I would call a generational lorry driver, as with many out there in many industries that sort of end up listening to this podcast. So like my grandfather did it, my father did it, my uncles did it, blah 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 blah.
So always brought up with lorries.
They didn't make no fucking money, neither does he. Like,
yeah, that's it. We're all in the same shit canoe. But so we're so that was again, the farmers out there, they're generational. You have other people, but it's not even just that. That's how I ended up in the industry. You know, my grandfather had his own trucks back in the day. My father's, my uncles all worked for them. So then in the mid-80s, that all went to shit. And my granddad said, fuck this. And the whole lot was jacked in. So again, a lot of what has happened to me has been the best way I could describe it is pride's a bastard, right? I wanted this. I wanted the trucks. I wanted, back in the day, my grand only ever had 5. I had I'm going to have 5. That's what I want. That's my marker.
Yeah, that's your goal.
That's what I'm aiming for. That was my dream, right? So, as much as I was into trucks, when I was at school, everybody has their alternative.
Yeah.
So years and years and years ago, back in the south, Aer Lingus were taking you on. If I hadn't been a trucker, what would I have been? I'd have been a pilot, right? So back in the day, it's way more technical now. Aer Lingus were taking you on basically like an apprenticeship. If you had no, swear to fuck, if you had like at least 4 grade C's in your GCSEs,
And you can read and write, you can fly an airplane.
yeah. So that was okay. That was what I was going to do. I loved the trucks. That was what I was brought up with. But that's what I was going to do.
Fuck.
So I went in and I was working for like it would have been a relation of mine, Martrain, heavy haulage. So I was working for them, and Timmy says, "Do you want to go? I'll run you into school and get your results." And I was like, "Aye, all right." So he took me into school, and I got 4 D's, 3 C's in the knee, and I went, "Oh well, fuck the pilots out. So I'll just get it. I'll stick with the lorries." So that's I swear to fuck, that's how it come about. So I still done like my pilot's license and bits and bobs, but that's how I ended up with trucks. So, yeah,
3 C's, 4 C's. Fuck, I'm getting
yeah. I swear to fuck, that's how it come about. Like, but at the end of the day, would you really want me? You're landing in Florida airport. Good day, this is your captain.
Yeah.
Could you just get the fuck out? I get the next load on.
Can
Good
we
luck.
turn this around quick, like?
Yeah. After fuck shag. Well, that's basically how I've ended up in trucks, But it was always a family thing, Even my mother's side of the family was all drivers and stuff as well. So that's how I ended up with where I'm at.
Fucking hell.
So what are you driving now then?
Oh, Volvo.
Yeah.
3 and 3. That's me. So
I've noticed that
again,
tattooed on your arm.
yeah, well, that's it. I don't drive Scanias. I'm not gay, but
I thought it was out in the Scania looking for Fanny.
There's just
What?
about every saying for every fucking make of truck.
yeah. If you haven't heard one by lunchtime, make one up. But no, it's kind of again that's a generational thing because in my father's day, so although my granda had like. This is way before a lot of people, and maybe a few out there will understand.
Fucking Fodens and
The AEC Mandators. He had 111 Scanias, 141s. He had my father's truck was a round headlight, flat roof F10 with a half gear on the dash. So there'd be a few people out there who know exactly what I'm talking about, and there'd be a lot of
Somebody's
people
getting
out
hard
there.
right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Pull on that stick. But so that it was kind of that was my uncle's trucks was the Scanias and bits and bobs. We had old 86 Bubbles, which was a smaller version. Would be like back in the day would be your equivalent of like an FL10 or an FM nowadays.
Yeah.
So they had them. But my father's truck was a flat roof round headlight Volvo. So that's how I ended up with that sort of passion for what my father drove.
Yeah.
And that's again, you have other guys out there and their fathers were brought up ERFs, blah 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 blah. So that's how I've ended up just Volvo
through and through.
Yeah, and it has been that way. And as much I've driven all makes and models over the years for different employers, and as much as I like them all, I just like to rip the piss out of those that drive a Scania just for the crack.
that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's what you prefer. Is there really that much price difference between a Volvo and a Scania?
Well, to be fair, if you want to look at it now, I had a new one there that I ordered. Long story short, in 2019 when I was pricing. The Scania was actually cheaper.
Really?
I priced
Reason for that?
Yeah, well, no, to be fair, it was always a Volvo was cheaper. Long story short, I got when you fall into a rut with a dealer or a supplier.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
As much as they are really, really good.
They seem like your friend, and they're always going to do you a deal.
And they want to ride you up the arse for no Vaseline.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Because they know you're always going to come back. And the moment you go looking elsewhere, you think, fuck me, what have I been doing?
Anyway, I've said, I put a few TikToks out there, and people who know me know the story. But basically, maybe for the listeners that don't know the story anyway.
I don't know the fucking story.
No.
So
Okay, right, okay, we'll go into
tell
it.
me.
So, priced the new Volvo, that was okay. they come back and I went, fuck me, that's really dear. For a Volvo, I says, as much as I love them, I says, fuck me, that doesn't even make sense. So I would always buy trucks with my heart, right?
Yeah. You see something.
Yeah, so not my head, my heart. So that was okay. So even that was like, fuck me, that's too much.
Yeah.
So I never had any dealings with Scania at home. And Scania at home are very, there's only one way to put it, they're cunts. And so I phoned them up, and I'd never know that. I just phoned up the woman in the reception. Hey, could you get me somebody to give me a call? I'm interested in buying a truck. Yeah, no problem. So he, I didn't know who was going to be ringing me. So this is way back. So people on here, maybe Queen Bee and stuff, will know. Anyone affiliated with Scania will know. For a while ago, there was a shortage of supply of the V8 engine.
Right.
So they stopped actually taking orders. So it was around about that time. It was September 2018, sort of July to September 2018. So anyway, your man goes, look, I can't price you because stop taking orders. I says, that's dead on. As soon as you can, the books open up, ring me back. So they give me this guy called Rod Hawkins. And do not edit this out. He's a fucking prick, and I let the world know he's a prick. You make sure you keep this in.
You were looking at me, and I thought he's going to say, "Don't cut this."
No, don't cut this. And the world knows he's a fucking prick. Anybody that follows me on TikTok will know he's a prick. Rod, you're a prick. So anyway,
So we've established Rod's a prick.
yeah, yes. If there was a mold of pricks, it's him. So
Getting straight at it.
would I tell you, fucking give Kenneth a run for his money? You know what I mean? Fuck me. But
Oh my god!
anyway, he phoned me back. It was the easiest deal he ever had. I never even had a test drive in them. They don't believe in giving you a demonstrator over there. You either want the bad or you don't.
Is this over over the water?
North, yeah. In
I was going to say, when you were saying this, I was thinking, he's only up the road, Shag. Like the local dealer.
No.
No. All right, it's fair enough.
So that was all right. He phoned me back, blah, blah, blah. This price came in, and I was like, holy fuck. So, to be fair to Damien, me and Volvo, me and him's really, really good mates, inside and out of work, blah, blah, blah. But business is business. So, I says, Damien, your truck's too dear. And he says, I need something to go and show Volvo. And I says, look, I have nothing to hide. Forwarded them. Yeah. And he come back to me, and he says, he texted me, and straight up, with 10 minutes he read it, and even he said, fuck me, that's some deal. I says, well, I don't know, but it's on paper, so
It's real.
Yeah. So anyway, I took do you ever Palex?
Yeah, I know Alex. Yeah.
Okay. So there was a woman, she was on Dragon's Den, that sort of started that up.
Really?
Hilary DeVay.
Oh, that's her.
She's dead.
Oh, she's fucking dead now, isn't she?
Yeah. So
God, I never knew that.
yeah, to be fair, you watch all this shit that's going on in the world, blah, blah, blah. So you take your inspirations from different,
What
people
yeah.
within the industry. So she was on Dragon's Den, and she came out with this line, and I thought, and I applied it to what I do, and I think it's very apt. And it was, take the emotion out of the decision. Make the decision, and then put the emotion back in. So I was like, my heart would have bought a Volvo, no matter what price it was. And I was like, nah, fuck. And I might sound a bit fucking Tory, but I says to my accountant, I says, you pick. I says, 2 tin boxes that looked as good to me. And he picked a Scania.
Did he?
Yeah. I says, that'll do. Dead on. Because the thing about it is, at home, they sell, right? All my trucks I've had to sell out the UK. So they're out here, go to truck shows and all. And people, you do get people on, and they're like, oh, look at this fucking wanker polishing his truck and wanking about and putting Facebook posts on and Instagram posts and all that there. That's what sold my trucks.
Yeah.
That's what sold my trucks. The 2 people that bought my trucks, the last 2 that I sold, they hadn't a fucking clue who I was, but they knew somebody who knew me, and they knew how I looked after the
Well, it's the
lorries.
same with fucking Jake, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, you can got to fucking ask many questions. They know what the trucks are, and they know what fucking trophies they win.
Yeah, and it wasn't even about trophies, it was about how the truck was looked
that's
after.
what I mean. You clean pictures of it all the time. Like, you see that somebody actually fucking cares for it, and they're not just a fucking ass in a seat.
So like that last truck I sold, the black one before the one I have now, like I posted that up and it sold within 7 hours.
God, fuck.
Anyway, so long story short, I had to sell my Volvos out to England, to get what they were worth.
Yeah.
But when you go back to it, a Scania will sell at home. It is, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it is the preferred truck of choice around home. An old guy I used to work for once said, he says, if you'd a skip with a Scania badge on it, there'd be a queue of cunts looking to jump in there. You know what I mean? But that's a true story. So anyway, that's how I went to consider it. And I'd never even driven one. And it was the easiest sale your man ever had. Long story short, I'm weird as fuck when it comes to buying stuff, buying new stuff. I'll always buy it on my birthday. So that first white truck, that was my first brand new truck, although I had a heap of trucks over the years.
Yeah.
That was my first new one, and I bought it for the driver on his birthday.
Oh, right.
He didn't know that, so I bought it on his birthday. So I would always buy something new on a birthday. So that was okay. It was my young fella's birthday. So I had basically the deal was done with Scania. Told Volvo, look, Damien, I don't want the truck. Damien says, look, no harm done. He says, I'm not mad with you. I says, well, it's just business. Like.
Yeah.
And he says, I'll be cross with you if you don't give me a shout at the next one when you go buy an new one. I said, that's dead on. Phoned your mom back, and I didn't give a fuck. I was banned that day. No matter what it was, I was banned that day. Because it was wee lad's birthday. So, message the boy Rod, and no answer. Next thing he rung me back. I says, hey, doing Rod, just want to close this deal today. I says, don't mind, just send me an email, send me some bank details to say I've bought a truck today, and I'll send you the money. And he says, I can't be bothered dealing with you. I'm too tired. I'm not really interested in dealing with you today. Could you ring me back on Monday? I says, what? Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't banned 10 or 12 lorries. I'm only banned one every 3 years, really.
I fucking said it once. I'll say it again on this fucking podcast. I hate salesmen that can't be bothered to do their fucking job.
Well, I was that actually annoyed. I was doing a delivery, and I says, right, I'm just going to get this delivery done. The steam was coming out my ears.
Yeah.
And I don't need, I'm not big enough to call the shots, right? I don't need anybody to kiss me ass. But it was the easiest sale I ever had.
Yeah,
just give me details.
Yeah,
just send me an email to say you've bought a truck today. And it's probably, if you want to look at it and say, well, you're a funny fucker because you had the bad that day. I'm just like, just work with me. Just work with me. We can finish the deal on Monday, but just I need a wee email today. And just I want to put my deposit down today, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I never had a test drive, never had nothing, and that's why I ended up with the black lorry. It was a 650. Because it was a like-for-like comparison with, you could get an S650 Scania. Everything was identical. I mean, fucking identical. Right down to the interest on the money was £7. An iPhone Scania, I says, you'll knock that £7 off to make it the same. Wiper blades, brake pads, everything was head-to-head. And I could have driven that lorry for 3 years and sold her for more than what I paid for. So I got a good deal out of the Volvo, and I ended up getting out of it okay, just where the current market went. But he couldn't be bothered with me that day. And I was fucking raging. So, done my delivery, that was okay. And I was like, that was it. I had to say something. I had fucking no filter on this, like, you know what I mean? And I phoned up Road Trucks. Fuck you, Road Trucks. That's the Scania dealer at home, yeah. And I really don't believe in shooting the messenger, but I was that fucking steaming.
Somebody was going to get it.
Yeah.
Listen here, your receptionist cunt.
That's exactly what. And I says, could you get me some bastard that wants to sell me a fucking lorry that day? And your mum went, I'll get somebody to ring you back. And then they never did. So that was okay. Left it. And at home, there's Road Trucks, and that's it, who sell Scanias. But then there's Pat Grant, who owns Granco. Pat's a gentleman, absolute gentleman. And you have to respect what he had to say. I phoned and I got Pat, and I says, Pat, can you get me a lorry a day? Or get me a sale today?
Yeah.
And he says, Chris, he says, to be fair, professional courtesy, he says, I can't really stand on their toes. He says, if you'd have come to me first.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I respect that, Pat. I respect that. So that was okay. Left it. And that was, he says, I tell you what, I'll phone the other salesman, get the other salesman to ring you. And he's Harry McCullen, gentleman. Harry rung me back. He says, they won't let me sell you the lorry. I says, you what? He says, Rod will throw the toys out of the pram. I don't give a fuck about his
Fuck
pram,
Rod.
or whether it gets a blowout or not. I says, fuck him and the last horse he rid on. I says, do you want to sell me a lorry? And he says, they won't let me. I says, you serious? And he went, yeah. He says, I'm really sorry. This is an awful experience you've had. I says, hi, Rod. It's our
Fucking
Harry, it
novels
seems
will
to
work.
be. I says, that's all right. Look, don't worry about it. I phoned Damien back. I says, hey, you know the way we're... blah, blah. He says, yeah. I says, do you want to sell your lorry today? Fuck yeah, he says. I says, look, I'm not bullshitting you. I says, 45 minutes. I want to have something bought. And he says, I'm in the body shop. I'll ring you back. And he went up to the office. 43 minutes later, I had an email to say, you bought a lorry. I says, yeah, sure. Well, I'll have your details. I'll just send you a deposit free. And that's how I ended up with a Volvo. And that was it.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
He wanted to sell it and fucking...
Well, that's
Rod's
it.
a
I
cunt.
cannot
But here,
understand.
do you know the thing about it was? See that crowbar of that quote from Scania?
Yeah.
This was a bit that I fucking told him to. I says, you're a cunt, you bastard. They knocked $8,000 off that lorry straight away to make it the same as a Scania. Now, if you go to buy today, your Scania will be dearer. I just don't know. That's why I probably wasn't. I'm not going to be a Scania man, but that was a business decision.
Yeah, of course it is. Anyway, I reckon it's time to cut a break, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sweating balls.
Yeah.
I need a piss.
Yeah.
And I need another beer.
Sweet. Right. We'll do that. We'll go to the fridge, get beer of the week. We'll be back shortly. Love you. Bye. Don't forget to hydrate yourselves.
Don't forget to moisturise either, cunts.
I'm back from the fridge. What have I got from the fridge here, Marlon?
You've got Harp, Irish lager.
I am really fucking keen to try this.
Yeah, this is fresh off the fucking boat as well.
It's straight off the board, so it is.
That's right.
Now, I'm pretty sure they used to sell this in England in the 80s. Am I right?
They could have done, yes.
You could have done.
Yeah,
I
so it was
wouldn't know I wasn't
originally
here.
brewed in Dundalk,
Where's that to?
the Great Northern Brewery, as it was called at the time. It's just
Oh.
under the south side of the border.
Right.
And then, obviously, it was all amalgamated into Diageo.
Bought, yeah,
So,
Diageo bought it and
blah,
obviously
blah,
put
blah,
under
blah.
the fucking...
It all
Guinness
comes
name.
out again. It all comes
Yeah.
out of St. James's Gate, along with everything else, really.
Yeah, I'm really keen to try this. I've been looking forward to this. So, Marlon, without any further ado, please could you read the marketing bullshit?
Harp contains only 4 ingredients: pure water, malted barley, and hops.
Wow.
Harp is naturally brewed for a refreshing, crisp taste. Harp is made with quality ingredients for a superior taste.
That was pretty straight and to the point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
There was nothing,
there
no
was
fluff there.
definitely some bullshit. They definitely repeated some words and stuff.
God,
Yeah.
fucking-
I don't even drink this, but it's good enough for you, cunts.
Are we ready? Just for the listeners, Chris has had his fucking finger on the lid of that can for the last 5 minutes. Like
Yeah,
a fucking American school kid with his hand in the backpack, just ready to let loose.
That's flat out all the time. Follow the pipe.
That was light. That's lighter than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know. The only thing good that I know about Harp is the bar in Belfast, and if you're ever over there, get yourselves to it. It's a cracking place, but
Owned
Have
by...
you drank this before?
no. Yeah, the odd time, to be fair, back in the day, what I would have drunk was Bass, but they don't even do it anymore.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I love the wee pint of Bass. Yeah.
Christ
Somebody
alive.
had to.
I fucking love that bite. See,
I would wash my toilet with that.
I'm young enough that I've never have it, never seen
No,
it.
I loved it. Right, so when I was like an apprentice, used to work for a firm, and your Saturday, that was your Saturday.
What kind of firm?
Oh, haulage firm was like washing trucks and learning bits and bobs. And every Saturday evening when you're finished, you were took to so my local village was basically a crossroads,
Yeah.
and it had 4 pubs, one on every corner.
Yes.
Swear to fuck. So you had O'Reilly's, you had the Plough, you had Lavery's, and you had Coburn's, right? So it was just a wee country village, and just the old open fires, and you used to go after work on a Saturday in the Lavery's, pint of Bass. And that was only fucking... I wasn't even old enough to reach the bar. But they didn't... It was one of one of them villages where even the cops come and handed their guns in behind the bar and just drank.
Yeah.
That was the sort of place. That was straight up, like... That was the place where I lived.
Yeah, cops with guns. We know that. Oh, I forget. Yeah, you're from there.
Yeah. It's just standard
I saw
procedure.
a cop with a gun once. Oh, no, that was America.
I've seen I've MP5s over here when you got armed police, but other than that, they still carry over there. Like,
They're still
all
scary.
of them carry, don't they?
Yeah, but I think it's sort of cut back a bit now, but like...
Depends, is it just how close to Armagh you are? Like,
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, pretty
They
much.
fucking armoured defenders, mine. They some kit.
I'm going to tell you, I wasn't so much worried about the guns as when the fucking DMSU turned up outside the nightclub. You just got your shade kicked in. There was no guns needed. They just kicked your shade in, sent you on your way, and away you went around like, oh, fuck, I feel a bit sore. Could I have a chicken burger and a curry chip to go? That was a standard Saturday night. You know what I mean? But,
Fucking hell.
yeah, they do, but it's calmed down a lot now.
fucking
fair.
good job. So getting back to this fucking beer, I like it more than Carlin. It's light going. It's easy
You like
going.
fucking dishwasher. Dishwater. Better than Carlin.
You like dishwasher? Yes, I do. She's lovely. She lets me fuck her every now and again. Misogynistic jokes. We must stop with these.
Piece of shit.
I don't really know how I feel about it. To be honest, I was
Right, I'm going to start.
all right.
I'm going to start with a 5.
Wow, fucking
Are you
hell.
serious?
Chris is looking at the can, frowning. Fucking hell. I don't know. The thing is, I was looking at it and I was expecting when I saw Pilsner, that's what I was expecting, and then I got.
Lager.
Yeah, I did. It
says Irish lager.
Irish lager premium quality Pilsner. I was just fucking. I've been sold up the river here.
Pretty much like everything
does
else
say-
that comes out of our part of the world.
I don't know. No, I think it's a 2. If I'm honest.
Is it drinkable?
Yeah, it's drinkable. Don't get me wrong. It's drink. I think, but like calling it a Pilsner is a bit of a fucking stretch. When it's more like I don't know. It's not as bad as Coors. Coors fucks. Coors sucks.
I hate Coors.
It's vile. Where did I have a can the other day? I don't know. Was it yours? I just grabbed one out of the fucking fridge. Someone
Yeah.
put it in there. Oh my god! I forgot how much I hate that fucking drink.
On draft as well, mate. Like, I love lager.
no,
but
no. But I don't know. Yeah, 2. I don't like it, so it's not gonna get a 3. So
because it told me it doesn't like you either.
fucking fuck it in there. Just something I don't like that he does. It's like you're no taste. You disgust me. What do you reckoning, Chris? Because you brought it over. I do appreciate you bringing it over. Don't get me wrong. It will get drank. There's no two ways about that.
I don't know. I don't drink this pish, but I thought it was good enough for you cunts.
It turns out you're fucking wrong. You stuck-up bastards.
Yeah. Here, come here to tell you something. Fuck away. I don't know. I don't really drink it, to be fair. I just brought it over because it was from home.
Yeah.
I suppose give it a 3.
Yeah.
I'm not really a beer drinker.
No, I can
More-
tell you that. Second, third pint of fucking Jack Daniels and Coke here.
Well, I said if you're going to go in, go hard.
Hey.
Bit like
I
Kenneth.
think that's a 3rd, actually.
Get it.
I reckon. So, what's that average at? 3?
Yeah, it's a 3. Yeah, well, yeah, we'll call it a 3. Yeah, all right. Sweet. So that's Harp Irish Lager. If you're ever over in Northern Ireland, don't buy it.
Go to the pub, but don't buy that shit.
Unless you have some taste by it.
yeah.
So,
Back to Mega Pint.
as we said earlier, this episode is sponsored by the Mad Pineapple. He likes bulls, obviously,
Yeah.
and he wants to protect bulls. So, Chris, when we were talking,
Yeah.
you mentioned you had testicular cancer.
That's right, yeah.
What happened? How?
Okay, so
I couldn't have lit that cigarette at a better time, could I? I feel like I'm such a cunt now. Sorry.
a few years ago, okay, so I was in a bad place. Okay, I was in a relationship that just wasn't working out. So anyway, long story short, working all week, trying to think of every situation that would affect the work and blah, blah, blah. And then every Saturday it's spent in the garage mechanic. So that was okay. Found myself in the shower one Saturday night. So, excuse me, as you do, giving the bollocks a good oil wash. found a spot on the outside of the bag, right?
On the skin, like.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and it was just like, oh, fuck me. I have enough shit to worry about. That's fine. It'll be all right.
Ingrown hair, like.
I was always, unless you feel a lump on your ball, you don't, it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So anyway, this went on for like 6 weeks and I was like, shit, this ain't going away. So it was just work. Never had a chance to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I found myself anyway working round home. And the other guys was doing all English work and I was like at home doing the maintenance and I was working, to be fair, doing a bit of subbing for a guy and a girl, Kevin and Carol Mackin. So they have a fantastic fleet of trucks. If you're into your Scanias, check them out. They have long lanes, they have old stuff, they have their own, like, it's basically a fucking shed dedicated to Scanias, right? Fantastic, lovely bunch of people. And I had a pleasure working for them, just subbing for them. So anyway, long story short, in the shower this night, like, fuck me, this thing's still here. So, right. So I was working away for Kevin. Kevin says, oh, there's not much happening. Waiting on containers coming in. Had to clear customs. All this shit. There's not much happening tomorrow. I said, right, fuck it. I'll phone the doctors. So again, where I'm from, little country village, the doctors is beside my mother and my father's. My sister still lives there. So my sister's the chemist. So you phone the doctors and it's not as bad as it is out here. So you'd be like, oh, you have to wait 2 weeks for an appointment. No, fuck that. Laura, get me sorted. So she would then phone the doctors. Lovely lady, Dr. McGivern. Thank you. You're a blessing. You really are. Yeah, come on up and see me. So that was okay. Went up. And it's Dr. McGivern's a woman. And you're standing there. It's the first of all, you go into the reception and of course the receptionist thinks she's a fucking doctor. And I was like, excuse me, I need to see the doctor. I think of an arrangement with Dr. McGivern. And it was like, oh, and what can I help you with? And I'm like, I felt a little embarrassed. I was like, no, you're okay. I really need to see Dr. McGivern. No, I need to know what's exactly wrong. And I said, well,
balls.
Yeah, unless you want me to drop this zip and land it on your fucking counter, I just want to see the doctor. And it was like, okay. So it went in anyway. I just like, I have this little lump on the outside of my bag. And to be fair, she was like, okay, look, to be fair, I don't think it's an issue. But she says, with what they call a red flag situation, if you actually have a lump on your ball, they would red flag that, which you'll be seen within 2 weeks. Okay. So she was like, I don't think it's anything to worry about. We'll recommend you for a scan, but I'm technically not going to waste a red flag on something I think you're okay with. I said, okay, that's dead on. So 6-7 weeks went past and they call you in to
for your scan.
Yeah. So the Lagan Valley would be the hospital in Lisburn. So in I goes and there was a fella doctor and a lady that was assisting him. So that was okay. They basically get out an ultrasound like they would a pregnant woman.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they scan your balls, right? So I was sitting there and fucking down around my ankles. And I'm sitting there and he's scanning and your woman's poking and poking. And I turn around and I says, look, lad, I says, as much as I don't want to admit it, like you're scanning here for 45 minutes. It ain't even that fucking big. Do you know what I mean? So that 40,
is it a boy or a girl?
Yeah, 45 minutes they were scanning at my bollocks. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I was pretty sure I was being sent and basically they were going to scan it and say,
just go, you're fine.
You're all right. Yeah, fuck off. Quit wasting our time. So, and they turn around and goes to me, it's okay. Just clean yourself up and get dressed and we'll send.
It's the lube.
Yeah, they put the lube and all on you and I was like, fuck me that much lube and I didn't even have a good time. But they said, right, just put, and I was like, instantly, I was
something.
What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, your heart drops out your fucking asshole.
Yeah, so that was okay. I was under that much pressure with work and trying to keep people busy. Your mind instantly goes back to that work, right? But again, whenever you were finished work, and this is what probably maybe many's an overthinker will suffer from, you'd wake up or you're maybe working away 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and you didn't have to think about work things. You had everything thought out, you had everything organized.
Everything was planned for the next day.
Yeah. So then you start going back to your problems. Right. It's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I now have time to think about those problems. And of course, that's the first thing on your mind. And you go back to it and you're like, shit.
There's nothing worse than time with yourself and your own thoughts.
And that's really, really a big problem when you're driving so much. And I'll be the first to admit that. When you're driving and you're working all day and all night and blah, blah, blah. And as the man says, you're busy during the day and you're busy with traffic and stuff like that. And you're busy with work. At nighttime, when you're on your own,
it's
have
fucking
that,
torturous.
You have that time. And like I say, and even my partner will tell you, like, she knows by the way, every morning she'd send me a message or I'd send her a message, and she knows by the way I answer the phone what sort of a night I've had.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, hey, did you get any sleep? Are you all right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Or, hey, good morning. And she'd know by, yo, hey, good morning, you're all right. Or, hey, good morning, I've had a bad night.
Yeah.
So you're overthinking it. So this went on for like, to be fair, they actually were pretty quick. And within about 3 weeks, but 3 weeks is pretty
long
quick.
Fucking time
Yeah,
when you're the one thinking, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah. So I was like, fuck me. So that was okay. They recommended I went to a little specialist in Newton Ards, and it's not where any of the main hospitals are at home. And I went to a chap called a Dr. Abagunran. So you can tell he wasn't a fucking local. But to be fair, he looked like he was fucking straight out of the New Zealand All Blacks. But he was, you know what? Straight up fucking guy. And I appreciate no nonsense bullshit, because that's the kind of guy I am. Straight to the point. Don't fuck about. Don't sugarcoat.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't sugarcoat bullshit. You're not Willy Wonka. Just get to the point. And he was like, look, mate. I says, what's the scan say? And believe it or believe it not, on one testicle, I had a lump going in the way. So you don't, and the tube going to that testicle had a lump on it also.
Oh, fuck.
So it had a 3 mil lump on the tube and had a 4 mil lump on the testicle. So even when you're, as the man says, we never scratch our balls. We always just rub them and nip them, if you know what I mean. You're not scratching your balls. You're sort of, there's times you won't actually feel it. So if you see any, something that's wrong at all, take the time, go to the doctors. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Just go, because you don't know what's going on there. And
don't necessarily prioritize work or anything else over yourself.
Look, let's just say I've been around a few corners. Do you know what I mean? Age is just a number that we've survived more shit, really.
Yeah.
But, take the time, get this shit sorted early.
So what was the outcome of it then?
Okay, so that was okay. Went to see your man, and he says, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I've done enough of this. I know what it is. That's what it is. I says, right. He says, the sooner you get it sorted, he says, we can balls about, pardon the pun, and do biopsies. We can do all sorts. And then you can be sure, blah, blah, blah. He says, I've seen enough of this to know exactly what it is. I says, what do you think? He says,
whip the cunt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I says, right, get it out the fuck. I suppose it's the only time I could ever say I lost a stone in one day. So
taking big shit's not that big.
Yeah, but I'll be true. I didn't. You can get all these little, what do you call them?
Prosthetics.
Yeah, that's the word.
Exactly what you want.
Yeah, so you can get them fitted, right? So I'll hold my hands up. I'll be straight with you. I didn't get one fitted. I thought, fuck that shit. See that it's not there.
We'll call you Uncle Bulgaria. You're one ball.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. What I tell you. but that thing can still pump out as much, you know.
Hey, yo.
So God was gracious enough to bless you with 2, Shag. That's why you got them, because you can afford to lose one.
That's it. But if I'm being honest, if you have to do it, I would recommend that you get the one get that prosthetic in.
Yeah.
So that was okay. Went to. I have to be fair, everybody fucks off the NHS, and God bless them. Like
When the chips are down,
hey, they had me in within 2.5 weeks.
when it's
And I'm not going to lie to you. I probably could have went private. There has been situations in the past where things have happened in my family, and we're just like, let's get this fucking shit sorted.
It's quicker to go.
We did it with my mum. Like 90% of the shit we did was private.
Money doesn't come into it. Okay.
No, just get it done.
Yeah. So that was okay. I says, you know what? Fuck. You're doing it that fast. There's no point in me going private, you know what I mean? So, to be fair, went into the Ulster Hospital, Newton Arts. Great bunch of people. And it was the weirdest feeling ever. It was like they brought you in that morning. You're just in with 10 or 12 other people that's getting operations done that day. It's just like booking a load of cars for you to get serviced. That's what it was.
That's what they'll stack them up in one day.
Yeah,
they'll do if like they're doing.
So this day we're doing balls.
Yeah, literally. My old man had like an abscess on his ass, and they were just like, today we're doing abscesses, and you're end of the queue because we do tits, dicks, then ass. Ass pus comes
TDA,
last.
bitch.
Ass pus comes last.
Yeah. So they brought me in that day. That was okay. And the doctor comes around, has a wee consultation with you, and out he comes with a Sharpie marker. I'm laying there.
Oh, dotted line. No.
He marked the one that had to stay and marked the one that had to go.
Well, he got this. I was laying in the bed with my fucking 3 sheets to the wind, and he comes with this big arrow down this thigh. And
that pointing at the one that's got to go.
Yeah.
That's what they do when they have to amputate legs and stuff. They draw a big fucking arrow, so there's no mistaking and no fucking questioning.
This cunt looks like he's rewriting the lines on the M6 with fucking big arrow. And I'm like,
well, there's got to be no question about it, especially when you can't see it.
Yeah.
Like, if you got like a leg that's mangled to fuck, I mean,
it's pretty obvious at that point.
But
so
if you got like cancer in a finger or something, they're going to put a fucking big line to it as to what's going on. Like,
yeah, so that was all right. And again, it's one of the worst things about being like self-employed. I just didn't have. You have to make time. I don't give a fuck who you are. You have to make time for something like this.
Oh, this is costing me money. This is costing me money.
Yeah. So I went, and the
like
doctor says, like, what are you doing? What do you do? I said, lorry driver, basically. And he says, this was a Thursday. I went in from operation Thursday. He says, so you off for a couple of weeks? I says, I'm a fuck. He says, I'm back out in the boat on Sunday night. And he went, mate, I ain't doing this operation if you're out in the boat on Sunday night.
Did he?
And he turned around, and I says, right, I'll make a deal with you, doc. I'll shake your hand on it. That's
7 days.
No. I says, I'll not go out in the boat on Sunday night. And he says, right, that's okay. So I went out in the boat on Monday night. So that's true, Bill. And anyway, I went down, and they basically removed my ball. And do you want to see my scar?
Yeah, fucking right.
So it's weird. You know, your bollocks are down in the bag, but they take it out from somewhere up around your fucking kidneys.
Oh yeah, somebody told me that. They go down from the top. Yeah.
So
I was excited to see your ball sack. Fuck's sake. Oh my fuck. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, they got literally. Oh my god. Yeah, they like fish around the back of your dick and pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, that's where your tubes go. Look, your tubes go up.
Right. So they take the whole tube out as well.
I bet you just get the
So I
tube
had a
and
thing on my tube. So, you know, I had one on the
yeah.
tube and one. So, like, and it's like, fuck me, can't you? Do you want to go in through my throat when you're at it?
You think they just like whip the bottom of your sack out and just
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. To be fair,
like a dog. That's how they did Vince.
To be fair, I had that was an thing. I had the snip years and years ago, and same old thing. The guy it was all numb down there, and I seen the guy opposite me getting up and walking out, and I was like, fuck this piece of piss, I'll be back to work tonight. And I was back to work.
We had Gilo in here not long after his one, and he was fucking hopping on that seat.
He was not excited.
Yeah, I went to go out that night, and I had to phone a mate of mine, and it was a guy I used to work with, and he left driving to go back his father had a farm. He went back to full-time farm, and he says, if you ever bait, ring me. I rung him at fucking 20:02 that night. I says, can't. Yeah, because we used to do all the super drug shops and all the savers shops around Northern Ireland. That was our work years ago.
Super drug mine. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Me neither.
Yeah. So
is that still a thing?
Don't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So anyway, we used to do all them. I was like, I had to go with him and the bother I had when the thing wore off to get in and out of the lorry, and he had to push all the trolleys in because it was all done through the night. You had the codes and keys to get into the shops. You had to let yourself in, so he didn't know all that. So I had to go and show him that bit, and he just done all the donkey work.
And up and down.
Yeah, fuck me. But so that was okay. They took it out and they done their biopsy, and the
They did a biopsy after.
yeah, well,
Yeah, that's quite common.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the last thing
They
I
just-
want to fucking know. They take the cunt out, do a biopsy. No, there's nothing there, drive. Sorry.
Yeah, well, weld the cunt back in again. But no,
Put it on ice.
so I had to go for blood tests and stuff. But
Because
because it was,
we're nowhere else. Yeah.
yeah. So to be fair, your guy that day, that Dr. Abergun, he actually said, you know what? Oh, it's the best kind to get because it's the most treatable. And I'm thinking, hi, thanks,
Well, the
bastard.
thing is, it's almost detached from you. It's,
Yeah.
it's like having it in a finger or a toe.
Yeah.
They can chop it off. It's not fucking right up in your guts where they got a fucking invasive and they got to cut stuff
Yeah.
out. It literally just it's something that hangs off of you.
Yeah.
Just lop it off.
So I've got a little bit of
It's an isolated thing, isn't it?
marketing bullshit per se. So testicular cancer is one of the less common cancers, accounting for only 1% of male cancers, typically in the age range of 15 to 49, and it is one of the most treatable kinds of cancer.
Yeah, so to be fair, I had to do blood tests and stuff like that, but it didn't travel.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
If
don't mean
left untreated, it can fucking go walkies, can't it?
I don't mean to sound so flippant when you talk about things like this, but it probably was, one of the easier ones to get rid of.
Yeah. But
So there was they literally lopped it off. No chemo, no nothing, no radiotherapy.
I didn't have to do it. But then there's other people that do, and it does. They say it's inside all of us, but it's just things that
trigger it.
it. Yeah.
Right, to add to this, I just want to include prostate cancer as well, because 1 in 8 of us blokes listening to this will get it. It's
That's a scary fucking figure.
yeah, like our listener range is fair now,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of blokes. Usually happens in the over 50 range. So for those that don't know what a prostate is, I had to Google it. Because I've always heard of it. I don't know what the fuck it does.
Isn't it like it's like behind your cock and balls, isn't it? But
So
like,
it's between. It's a small gland in the pelvis, which is between your bits and bobs, and it's between the bladder and your dick, basically.
that's right. It's like behind your cock, and that's why they stick your finger up your ass.
Yeah.
To fucking
That's it.
Massage it.
yeah.
Does anyone know what its job is?
Isn't it it's to produce the liquid that goes with your semen.
That's it. The thick white fluid.
What? I'm so fucking clever.
So some people, it's hereditary and they know this. So it's important to get checked regularly if you're more at risk at developing it. The earlier it's caught, the easier it is to treat, basically.
Yeah. Like my grandfather, he literally had radiotherapy, fried it, no chemo, no nothing, just done.
Yeah. So early stages, radiotherapy, removal, pretty effective. But if caught later, it can spread, as most fucking cancer does. It does also grow very slowly. So you could live with it for decades
And not realise it's there.
not realise it's there. That's why it's important to get it fucking checked out.
Into symptoms like needing a piss a lot more because it puts pressure on the bladder and stuff.
Yeah, and not being able to finish having a piss,
Yeah,
but
that's
still
what's-
feeling you need a
but-
piss.
Yeah, but that feeling,
Fuck, I hate that shit.
that feeling of like needing a piss but not being able to piss, like if you get that,
I get that in the cinema sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
what about?
What the fuck are you watching?
I don't know.
Stick the port.
Sometimes I just get stage fright in the cinema, all right? And it's only the fucking cinema. Anywhere else, I can get my dick out of piss anywhere.
What? Hang on. Whoa. Oh, so I thought you meant like when you're in the cinema and you think. I thought you meant as in like I've got to sit here and watch films with no breaks. I can't get up and get a piss. But
No.
when you go to the toilet,
Yeah. I've just finished what I was fucking saying, all right?
Sorry. Carry on.
So, basically, we just want to, all of us want to elaborate the importance to check your fucking bollocks, know yourself, know your balls.
Like, how many times a day do you touch your fucking nuts? Like, what, 10, 15? Just have a scratch, have a rearrange.
Yeah.
Just take the fucking time. Just have a little feel around. Make sure everything's all right down there, because, you know, you'll fucking regret it if, you know, one day you're like, oh, fucking hell, why is Mr. Lefty 4 times the size of Mr. Righty?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, even if you're not quite sure, get the missus, the other half, your partner, to have a little fucking bears, see what's going on. Keep on top of our fucking health.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mad Pineapple for this.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. So, talking about, obviously, what you went through with your testicular cancer, Chris, we'd spoken before about how that sort of led into a bit of a darker time in your life.
Yeah. So the say a few years ago, you know, probably wasn't in a great state mentally, which is probably what, you know, I'd spoke to Marlon about before, was how I listened to your podcast was I can't listen to the most up-to-date episode, okay? So then I just spin that cunt like a wheel of fortune and bang, hit an episode.
Pick one, let's go.
Yeah. So that's how I kind of caught up. So I landed on the episode with Kinger and them guys, you know what I mean? And speaking to like the things that he had been through, and it's kind of what I messaged you about, you know, it really, really hit hard, you know, because, you know, mental health is a big thing and it's something I suffered from too. Like I said before, a generational trucker, and I've been up through this, my granddad, blah, 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 and he had a certain amount of trucks back in the day, and I always seen it as my goal, you know, as my dream to have at least what he had, maybe more. So you work, and you know, you're that focused on your dream, and you end up in situations where, you know what, it does take a lot from you. And I was in let's just say a relationship. And it just, as much as you were knocking your shade out doing the job you were doing, you know, you were a provider for your family and blah, blah, blah. It kind of felt a lot devalued, but with being so busy from work, and like I said before, you're a chronic overthinker, you were just spent so much time. And then, like I say, as much as we'll laugh and joke about it, you're working night and day. You know, you're driving what you can through the day and you're banging it on the magnet through the night. But you're
just gonna, that was going to be my line.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I steal that away from you? But 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're left with your own thoughts and you're in that seat and it's a dark road. So when you get time to go back, you tend automatically to go back to thinking about, you know, at the end of the day, as transport, we just solve problems. That's it. You want pallets moved from A to B? That's what we do. Yeah. So you don't have to think about work things. You've everything planned out. You've everything really overthought to the max.
Down to the fucking T.
Yeah. So then you automatically go back to the problems that you have that you need to try and solve yourself. So you find yourself then thinking about what has happened to you personally, you know, in the wee small hours of the morning. You know, it tends to happen around that time. And you go back to the it's a poor mental state of the things that you've been through, the things that you're going through as in relationships and family situations and stuff like that. And you end up, it's kind of hard to say, you end up in a bad place. So a lot of, like I said, you come into situations where you don't want to be. Bad places, like, and situations like that in relationships was you felt you were made to feel unworthy about
unvalued,
what you unvalued, yeah, and to what you're providing to the home, and it just it drove me till like I say, you see yourself as a problem solver, and you couldn't solve the problem of how you were in this situation, and it just drove me to physically thinking about suicide. It brought me to such a low that it was the only road I could see out of. You know, it was the only solution I could find to this problem.
Yeah.
And it's a real bad place to be. And like I had messaged Kinger when you hear those episodes and Carver and Gilo, and it just hit home. It hit home. And you know what? And it was kind of like, do I speak about what I've been through over the past? And it's not like you're ever trying to one up what someone else has suffered, because it's all relevant to the person that has been through it.
That's it. It's not a fucking competition.
No, it definitely isn't. But in saying what I'm, you know,
everyone's struggle is proportionate to themselves.
You know, and that's the thing. And me saying what I've lived through isn't me trying to, it's like, look, I have suffered this shit. If me speaking out helps someone else to think, you know what, look, there's somebody else who maybe is a little bit further down the road, maybe as a man says, a few more miles on him, and he can still suffer this. You know, please, you know, mental health is an extremely large part to living well. And if you're mentally fucked, you got no hope. No, that's it. And I was at a stage with a lot of things that was happening to me. I felt like I had no hope. And I genuinely looked at that as the road out. And what happened too was I had literally planned my own suicide. I seen it as my only way out. And again, thankfully, I'm from the country, and like I said before, my sister was a chemist and she knew the doctors, and they called the doctor out, and I actually sat and spoke. And that's the thing. I'll hold my hands up. I never met Kinger. I've never met Gilo. I've never met Carver. But I could talk to those people. And sometimes it is a little easier to talk to a stranger about what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that sounds weird, because I'm from a generation that was, you don't tell your problems. You know, people think a problem halved is a problem shared, and then other people is like, you know, in today's age, it's like half the people don't want to hear your problems, and the other half are glad you've got them. But you please don't think about it like that. Please speak to someone.
I found it easiest walking into a doctor's surgery,
Yeah.
telling a doctor, I mean, my own personal doctor that I knew, saying like, I ain't fucking right, mate. And they put me in touch with a counsellor, and admittedly, NHS counsellors take a long time to get there, but I got through it and saw a counsellor, spoke to somebody that I'd never met before, did 6 weeks of counselling. Fucking amazing. Like, I will have said that. I've had people message me on the Instagram being like, oh, Reg, you know, about this counselling shit. Is it like all it's cracked up to be? How did you find it? Should I do it? I was like, mate, best thing I ever did. Best fucking thing I ever did. I mean, it's not the way for everyone. Everyone's got their own way of dealing with things. Some people don't want to do counselling. Some people use, you know, like sertraline and all that shit, and you know, the prescribed drugs. They work so well for certain people. I found counselling worked amazing, absolutely fucking incredible. That sorted me right out. And I did 6 months of counselling.
Was that once a week?
Yeah, once a week, 1 hour a week. That was it, done. And I'm not saying that's not a solution for everyone. Everyone's different.
But I went on a completely different fucking tangent.
Yeah, but no, literally just sorted it out for me, and I've been fine ever since. I mean, yeah, I have my struggles day to day, like everyone does, but I've never felt the need to go back. And ever if I did, I know that I got on so well with it that it would just be nothing.
There's something there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so back to it's like I said again, pride is a bastard, because I didn't want to seem like a failure. To me, I was of a generation where, you know, if you're on antidepressants, if you needed to see a counsellor, it was always drunk. Yeah. And you know what? Just get over your fucking selves.
Yeah, that's it.
See past that bullshit. Do you know what? It's more important that you live a happy life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Live a fucking life.
Yeah, exactly that.
And just survive it.
There's no point fucking calling it quits at fucking 26, whatever. That's no
and
life. I mean,
do you know-
fuck me. How many people we lost this year? Like blokes that we know.
Yeah,
We've done 2 so far.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and I know a friend there, again through the trucking industry, and he lives in Holland, and his friend literally committed suicide 2 weeks ago. And he, again, I have a friend who was on the point of that as well. And you need to talk to people. You need to talk to people. And you know what? Get over your fucking self. Get over your pride. Speak to friends. And again, it took me where I was literally on the point of destruction. And what actually happened to me was I have a very small circle of what I would call close friends who I would honestly, I know I'm opening up here, but it's bigger than, this is bigger than me. It needs to be said. It needs to be, you know what, maybe this will help somebody understand. Like there's a fella that's further down the road, and it took for me to understand from a peer, from someone that was further down the road than me, someone that I respected.
Looked up to.
Yes, within the industry, even the trucking industry, to, like, my big thing was I was always of the belief never to take antidepressants because you'll get hooked on them and you'll do this, do
They
that.
are I took antidepressants for 4 weeks. They're for me personally, the least addictive thing I ever had.
Well, what happened to me was, again, I didn't want to go on them because it was a pride thing.
Yeah, of
I
course
felt
it
a
is.
failure that I needed them, but the doctor, I trusted the doctor. I trusted my sister who said, look, speak to this woman.
They have far more knowledge than we do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they ended up, the doctor prescribed me with antidepressants. She says, look, straight up, this is going to take 3 weeks to kick in.
Yeah.
Don't think this is going to fix you tomorrow.
It's not an instant click of the fingers.
Yeah. So she gave me that, and sort of 3-4 weeks, I kind of felt mellowed out, right? But the determination for me to get off the antidepressants was greater, if that makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I was the same because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm on these, but I do not want to be dependent on them. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's different. Some people need them for life. Like,
Yeah.
Carver has been on them for a hell of a long time. He's only come off them recently. I'm not saying everyone that's on them, you need to get off them. But for me, it was,
Yeah.
like you say, it was a personal challenge.
So again, my friend will not mention any names, who I really respect in this industry at home in Northern Ireland. He has quite a few trucks. He's quite a business portfolio of what he does. And I found myself in his yard one day, and I would consider myself friends from the show circuit, different things. And he brought me to one side, and he knew I was bent out of shape. Do you know what I mean? And I love it when you're friends. I consider
Notice something.
Yes, that's how you know they're your friends, because they won't sugarcoat shit. They'll just be like,
Is everything
"Hey,
all right with you, Shag?
huh?
Is everything all right with you, Shag?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah." And you know what? It was one of them days, and I was just like,
No, it's fucking
It's
not. No.
"It's not." He says, "I could tell. I can see it in your face." And I was like, "Jesus!" And he took me to the side, and he says, "What's going on?" And I told him, and this guy's kind of older than me. And again, it was like, do I open up? Do I tell this man my problems?
What do I do?
You know what? And I just fucking got over myself. And I was like, you know what? It's not. This is what's happened to me. This is what I'm going through. And I wasn't going to take the antidepressants till he turned around to me and he says, "Mate, check this out." And he showed me. He says, "I'm on this and this level of volume of them or
Yeah.
whatever," and blah, blah, blah. And I says, "You know what? I've been questioning whether to do that or not." And he says, "Just give it a go. Don't go mad. Just tell them to prescribe you the lowest." He says, "Give it a few weeks." He says, I'm now kind of dependent on these, and they keep upping my dosage. But it was thanks to him that I then recognized that, you know what, there's no shame in this.
No.
I felt like a kind of shame in it. But it wasn't until somebody that I respected that I understood what I was going through. Do you know what I mean? And he then turned around and says, "Look, give it a try." And that's why I give it a try. You know what? I did, and it did work. It did mellow me out. It did get me over that hump.
Yeah.
But in saying that, like, I was at a real low point, and I'm sitting here talking about it now, and people might think, oh, fuck, you can't talk about it like that. And then, it mustn't have been that serious. Trust me, mate, it was that serious. And it was only because two genuine friends understood me, that small circle that I'm going through, in relation to, I don't mind saying their names because they're straight up mates, and I would do the same for them. Gary. And I rung Gary, and I says, Gary, I'm going up to the port. So the port would be our sort of seaside town, Portrush. I was like, going up to the port here, I'm going to get a feed. I'll see you later. Gary was like, right, okay. He knew exactly what I was going through because I'd told him. I'd opened up to him, and I'd opened up to another friend called Peter. And Gary was like, yeah, go and get a slab of chicken and chips in you. Sit on the bench, mate. Just rest your head. Take it easy. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I was like, yeah. He didn't realize that was my goodbye. So I rung Peter, and it was the same, and that was the only two people I felt like I needed to say goodbye to. And I rung him, and I said, look, Peter, going up to the port. He says, hey, sure, I'll catch you tomorrow. And Peter was like, yeah, right. And Peter's a busy guy. He's his own trucks and stuff as well. And then he actually rung me back, and he was like, hold on a minute.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're going to port for a walk? You wouldn't walk to the fridge, only there's fucking food in it. Do you know what I mean? And he twigged. He twigged. And he says, you know what? You're going fucking nowhere. You're going to my house, or you're going home, and, go anywhere, but you're not going there. That was me. I was just going to disappear. And only he twigged. He was the guy that talked me around. He says, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay on the phone till you go home, or till you come to my house. I'm staying on the phone with you. And it took him to recognize. And you know what? It was that one person that made me feel that, there was so many other people telling me I wasn't worthy of a lot of shit, that it was, it took that one person to say, hey, I want you around. Whatever you've been through, we can suffer together. And I know he's been through a lot as well, and we bounce off each other. And it took that one guy. So, don't be afraid to open up to your friends. Even maybe a stranger, sometimes it's easier to open up to. But, then that's what kind of led me. That's what brought me back. The hope that somebody could see in me the things I knew I was. That I've been told, you're not worthy. You're not these things. I knew I was a good guy. But when you're constantly told you're not, you're browbeaten into believing it sometimes.
Yeah, the more someone tells you you're a piece of shit, the more you believe it.
Yeah, and that's it. And as much as we joke about being a piece of shit, sometimes that's it's good points and it's bad points. But again, I was in a relationship I had to get out of. And, you have to be, we all think we need to be physically fit, okay? But to make it through life, you have to be mentally fit. And sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. I think when you go through dark patches in your life, and I'm not saying it's because you're mentally unfit, it's another obstacle that you need to, you I can't really put it into words. It's very hard to describe. It's like trying a new skill almost. It's like me. I can't fucking swim for shit, but with enough practice, and
with those legs,
I know. Yeah, I know that on these feet, they're like they're like flippers.
What are you talking about? Sure, shit floats.
But no, but what I'm saying is, when you're faced with an obstacle, like we went on holiday, I couldn't swim. She taught me how to swim. It's the same with being faced with certain obstacles in life when you're mentally unfit. And like I've had certain things recently where I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do here? Oh, and I go, like you say, overthink things. And it's just, once you've got the skills and, you know, the mental wherewithal to get past that, you can add that to your arsenal. Like now I can fucking swim 2 lengths in a pool.
Yeah.
Now I can get past this certain thing that I couldn't get past mentally. And I'll always have that for next time.
Yeah, but answer me this honestly. Was it a big step that you had someone that believed in you?
Yeah, no, not at all. When she was like, get in that fucking pool, give me a length, and then she taught me this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I have somebody by me to be able to do that. And if you're doing that on your own, if you don't have anyone by you, it's incredibly fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I want to get in a swimming pool if I can't swim? I can swim to save me life, but I can't swim recreationally.
It's having someone, you know, it's a big part of it is having someone that believes in you
Exactly.
too. But I was in a situation where I just felt like, fuck this, I need to get out of this. And again, I was always browbeaten in believing that, you know, suicide, oh, you're selfish if you want that, and blah, blah, blah. And again, there was so much threw at me. And because of the job, because of what I was going through, see, every day, I wasn't physically tired. I was mentally fucked.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just, I was going to bed exhausted, not through physical work, through mental exhaustion. And you just, it was like, fuck me. But like I keep saying, you're running down the road at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And you're listening to tunes.
Magnet on the fucking
Flat out on the
box.
bang, yeah. Follow the wav and doing the silent 7, you know what I mean?
Allegedly.
Yeah. No, straight up. Fuck it. See, this is the problem, right? You have all these cons that go, oh, yeah, most of this. I'll tell you something, that stopped 2 weeks ago. You know what? Blind and honesty. They don't know what to do with it. I was in and I says, look, there's the books there, there's the card, there's the thing, there's a fucking printout, some book of lies, whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. And your mom was like, yeah, that's straight up what I said, book of lies. And he went, all right. You want to see the shit I got away with? Fucking unreal. I was like, oh, you cunts can stop me again. But
Hey, stop me again, baby.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. Again, when you've been, what I have found myself, okay, so I love music, right? As most of us do. All sorts. My vice is country music, like, but all sorts. Yeah, bingo. Yeah. Fuck you, townies. But
Absolute fucking litter.
But okay, so I was just like letting shit play, and what I even shared this with Carver. It's like you have to be, like I say, not just physically fit, but mentally fit. So I was just letting shit rattle away on YouTube. All of a sudden, come on these, like, don't know why, but motivational speeches, right? And you hear this, oh, you'll take in stuff subconsciously or whatever. And I was like, nah, whatever. And I was just zoned out. I was just like, you know, my eyes like 2 pistols in the snow, flat out down the road. All I wanted to do was get from A to B, and I didn't give a fuck who stood in my way. You know what I mean? It was just like down the road. And it started to sink in. Do you know what? You know, you have to fight your way through this shit. And I know it's not easy for everyone, but you have to get yourself, you have to want to win.
Yeah. So you need to want to go on.
So you watch Days of Thunder?
God, a long fucking time ago. Jesus Christ,
right?
Tom Cruise, isn't it?
Yeah. So long story short,
I was thinking of Mad Max then.
No.
The Thunderdome.
Yeah, but he has that fear of the accident, after the accident, blah, blah, blah. So you're always in fear until you reach that point where you're like, I'm over this. Drop a gear, disappear. Fuck you. You're not going to hold me back. I've got my drive back. You figure out a solution to the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that in no way degrades the mental health that people suffer for a long time. I just found my way of dealing with it, and that was it. You know, it was just like I got myself out of the situation I was in. It was really, really tough. It was a family situation. There's more to consider than just yourself. But sometimes,
You gotta put yourself fucking first.
yes, you have to be
You always
selfish.
you always have to. Like, you like, I love my wife to pieces. Don't get it fucking twisted. My family mean the world to me.
Yeah.
But you gotta look after you. You are number one at the end
Yeah.
of the day. Everyone else can get fucked. When it comes to looking after yourself,
Yeah.
you come first.
I then recognized
Everything.
that.
Hit pause on the rest of your life. Get you sorted before you
Yep.
even think about
Yep.
any other cunt on this planet.
And if you go to counselling, that's even nearly where they'll work around to telling you. You need to you need to have that kind of selfishness is not the right word, but
It's just self-care. That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's just
Yeah.
it's self-care. It's looking out for you, looking out for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not about just fucking stepping on every other cunt's head to get
No.
to get ahead. No,
Absolutely.
it's thinking about you and thinking about what's right for you all the time.
yeah, that's what, you first and everyone else second. But what helps, that I kind of got to that stage, and it was kind of, I don't know where I've went a bit too far, as in, fuck you, Jack, I'm okay. But you've got the stage where you just like, you know what, your shit isn't going to bring me down anymore. And I kind of slowly got off the antidepressants. And I kind of was like, that was my victory. I don't want these things. I want to get off these things. But I understand there's people that just can't, and they need them to get by.
Everyone's got their own
Yeah.
different personal situation.
Everyone's fighting their own battles. As the man says, walk a mile in my shoes, let me know how you get on. But I got to that stage of, right, fuck you, Jack. So it was kind of like, let's drop a gear. I realize what's wrong. Let's get out of here.
You've seen the tunnel. You see the light at the end.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I got up, I got going, I got my drive back. I got to realize, without sounding really selfish, but you have to be. I am worthy.
Yeah.
I
There's nothing selfish about that
I
at
can
all.
do this, And then it got to the stage where the relationship I was in, I just had to get out of it. It wasn't a great place, right? And as painful as that was to everyone else, you had to think about what was best for you. When you're in a good place, you can then make everyone else's life better. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the thing, like, if you were to carry on the situation you were in, you would be of no use to anyone.
I would be constantly returning back to the only way is out, was suicide. And I had to get to a place where I needed a life worth living. So a lot of that was, work was tough, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, we'll come to the testicular cancer. Well, that was the boot up the arse that I needed to, like, make that change. It was all part of the, you know what, I need to move forward here.
Yeah.
I need to get over that. I need to get out of this rut. And that was like the kick up the arse I needed to make those changes. It was like, hold on a minute. So work wasn't overly great at the time. It was like the drivers I had and all was good. They were a great bunch of lads, don't get me wrong. And I have a, load of time for them, a lot of respect for them today. And, the driver situation, one man cannot run a fleet of trucks. I'm only one man. I can only drive one truck at a time. You're going to need other people with you. Respect them, work with them.
Yeah.
I will never say somebody I try not to say somebody worked for me. They all work with me because they're only there because they choose to be. So,
And no one's got a gun to the head.
yeah, but they were a good bunch of lads and they stuck with me to the end. They knew, I tried to hide from them what I was going through, but
People close to you that knew you can see changes.
yeah. So again, I said to them, look, lads, this ain't working for me. I need to make a change. I began to hate the job. A job that I had been brought up into that I loved. And it was just like, I began to hate it. And it all just started to get on top of me. And I was like, you need to have the balls to make that change.
Yeah.
Well, -1, but
The ball to make that change.
The bollock to make that change. But the guys, they work with me, and they were like, I was like, look, lads, I need to reevaluate where I'm going with this. And I was like, look, I'll pay you while you're with me till you find another job. But they were all good lads. Again, the trucks, the trailers and all that I had when this happened, like 2017, 2018, I'll put them all up for sale on the Sunday night, and they were all sold within 24 hours.
The black one.
Yeah, well, that's down in Cornwall now, along with the white one that I had. It's in Cornwall with a different guy, but the guys all had jobs. I knew they were all good guys.
They were taken care of.
Yeah, great references and stuff. But I needed to step back to, people think you feel if you step back. You know what? Fuck what people think. That's the mindset I had to get myself into. Fuck you. Fuck your opinion. Everyone's got one.
I'll do me, boo.
Yeah, I'll do me, you do you. And that's probably why when I ended up on TikTok, a lot of people seen that it seemed controversial, but I'm not. If you ask me what I think, I'll tell you. But I won't force my opinion on you. It's probably completely changed my life in the respects of, you know what? See, if you want to super glue a dildo to your forehead and ride into battle on a saucepan, pretend you're a unicorn, go for it.
Yeah, crack on,
I don't care. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
But, I just let me be me. And I ended up now in a relationship with someone that I ain't going to lie, she's completely changed my world because she sees me for who I am. And do you see when you have someone like was talked about before who supports you through what you're trying to do, be it fucking swimming or be it whatever, it just is a completely different.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. And it's just like a new lease of life.
Yeah.
You've been through so much, and it's not like you're trying to tell someone how to live, but you're trying to, you know what, here guys, look, this is part of probably what made me message you. And it was like, you know what, I'm maybe further down the road than some of guys maybe listening to this, or girls listening to this, for whatever reason. And don't think at any point in your life, things can't affect you. They will. But you need to want to win in every aspect of it. And I don't give a fuck where you're screwing a 10mm bolt in the bit of tin plate or whatever, or you're making a deal for X amount of pounds. You have to want to win. And it's that bit of drive. But again, it takes people. You don't understand the support that someone's giving you till that's not there.
That's it. You've got to have the right people around you and appreciate that, the circle of friends that you have and the circle of support that is there. You might not be able to see it at the time, but it might just take that little bit of reaching out to find out that, they are there.
And that's again where we'll come back to the likes of this podcast. Again, everybody keeps fucking harping on that you pricks mightn't understand what this is. But it's like you've said, it's quite a community of scumbags that have suffered a lot of shit. I've been through a lot of shit, that we are here for each other. And that's probably what's led me to want to tell what I've been through, is because, you know what, share your shit. And
if it helps one person,
that's it.
It's all fucking worth it.
Do you know what I mean? And as much as, like I keep saying, fucking idiots are on every Friday, and that's
thank you.
Well, let's take it as a compliment, you big lanky string of piss.
fucking will.
But this is the release that a lot of us find. You know what I mean? And it gets us away from the everyday mundane shit.
No, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you coming on and telling your story. And it means a lot to us, and I'm sure that I hope, like you say, if it helps one fucking person out there, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to know from a bloke like yourself who's, built a business, done all this, got all this, and still has suffered just like any other bloke on the street, you know?
As you said, been around some corners.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, and what other way? You know, tell your truth. Don't. Everybody wants to hide behind the persona of, whoa, I'm Mr. Perfect and I've done X, Y, and Z right. You know what? And there's never a truer saying. See anybody that tells you you've done everything right, they're a fucking lamb bastard.
Yeah.
That's it.
All those cunts out there on Facebook and Instagram posting this, posting that. Oh, I've been here, I've been there. Nobody cares, shag.
Yeah, that's it.
Go on, Marlon, you fucking tell him, Shaq.
May your life be as good as it is on Facebook. You know what I mean?
That's it. Everyone puts all the good shit on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
This is like, I've shut my Facebook down. It's literally just to uphold the
Doghouse brand.
yeah.
But that's why the likes of today's podcast, where everyone shared their fuck ups. You know what? It's happened to us all. We have fucked up so much. But
Hey, it's all part of growth. Isn't it?
Watch
You know,
me do me, boo.
Exactly.
yeah.
I will crash another Exige at some point. I could put money on that cunt.
All right. That's a good place to fucking.
Wait a minute, I got some shout outs for people that have ordered during the episode.
Let's fucking go.
Can I get a hold tight?
Right.
Tom Nicholson, you beautiful bastard. Got a lot of time for you, mate. Sam Thomas, hope you're doing fucking well. Shag, Ben Harris, Joseph Smarridge, Charlie Miller, Benjamin England, Ed Curtis, Tom Carver, you're a piece of shit. Alex Clark, you're also a piece of shit. Learn how to eat a Kit Kat. And our man H. Love you all. I
Right.
fucking love you all.
You fucking champion. Well, Chris, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you telling your story.
Anytime.
I'm sure it's been of a lot of help to a lot of people, and I've really found it interesting and a real insight into, you know, what you've been through and where you are now. I think is the most important part of that. Is
Well,
if
that's
anything's
it.
to take away from it, is the point of where you are standing right now in our studio.
There
Is
is a fucking way out.
Yeah.
Listen, if I could give any advice to anyone, is, you know what? From the cradle to the grave, enjoy the journey. That's it.
It's a beautiful
Don't
point
get-
to end on.
Yeah,
Thank you very
well,
much.
the only other piece of advice that I could give is get her bucked.
And magnets on gearboxes work.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
One last thing, mad shout out to the Mad Pineapple Biker for sponsoring this episode. Really appreciate you,
Thank
mate.
you very much.
And I think we've covered everything that you wanted to talk about. It was interestingly had the perfect guest for it. So yeah, shout out to you. Enjoy your life in Switzerland, hoarding all that fucking gold. You absolute scumbag.
Send some over, Shag.
Yeah, right. That's it. We're out. Peace. I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
I've been Chris.
We'll catch you on the next one, everyone.
Good luck.